Prepare yourself to take a voyage into the unknown.
Oh, I got her. Let me see.
There's no friend. There's what?
I got her. I just forgot.
She's
She's right here.
The bag.
There
She's
she
right here.
is.
Thank you.
Scared me. I'm
Thank
like,
you.
what?
I read that and thought you meant Francis, and I was like, she's right there. No, Francis.
She's right
without
there.
an
What's up,
Who is
folks?
this Francis? I'm Isra.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
God.
Love it.
I didn't hear the honk.
Uh.
I did. That's sadness. There's
It's
Hopalong.
sadness.
Say hi to Hopalong, everybody. That's Mama Prater. She strained a calf muscle. Yeah, and so she's laid up and she's getting some of the best care ever.
So not from you?
She did the same for you.
Yeah, I love you too, honey. Mwah. Oh gosh, you know what? It's just silliness, folks. That's just what we do here, you know? You know what? Critical Role, eat your heart out. Okay? No comment, really? No love for anybody. Wow, man. That's sadness.
Francis is
Sadness.
wearing Critical Role merch. Wearing Critical Role shirt.
I know nothing.
Too appropriate.
Say nothing.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Wu-Tang. Critical who? Yeah, fush. Who them?
What?
You know what, man? We're better. Hey, want to need help from the peanut gallery? All right,
Lot of
folks. Enough of
context.
silliness. Happy 4th, to everybody. Hope you have a fun and safe tomorrow. Or well, if you're watching this tonight, we'll try to give you some fireworks. No promises. We don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know. It's episode 31, and I lost control of this group in episode 30.
Was it 31?
At episode 1, I mean. Okay, so, you know.
Is it
I'm-
31?
It is 31.
I must
My
have my
bad.
count.
Yeah, so.
I went
um,
off of your count.
So there we go.
I'm so sorry.
We got everybody here. We got one sick, so we're gonna try to see if we can get her through some of the stuff first, so you know she can just sit back and relax. And then what else we got going on? We got some announcements to do. We still got signups open for Critical Failures, which is next Saturday night, folks. With Lori, 37 Zombies here. We need more. We need more signups. Disappointed. Let's hope more people would sign up. Don't need to hear about no vacation and summer stuff. Too damn hot. Stay home. Save your money. Okay. Play some D&D, or not really D&D, but just play RPGs.
Not really.
Yeah, it's not D&D. So, but we'll have fun tomorrow, next week, no matter what. So, it's gonna have plenty of beer. What else we got going on? Mandy, you've got sub game
Yes.
is when? When's the sub game? I forgot.
It is the 25th.
Okay. So have you got all
Sunday
your
the
signups?
25th.
You got all your signups? You still got spots open?
Signups are still open. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you are eligible to join. Again, that's Sunday, July 25th. That is at, or is that a Monday?
No, it's a Sunday.
It should be.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. It's the 25th.
Yeah.
And that is at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Run time should be no more than 4 hours. It's 5th edition. We're going to be playing Mandy's Mystery Dungeon of Doom, which is the module I ran for Gamers Forgiving when we did that here on the channel.
Right. Yeah. So we'll record it. Not going to be streamed, but we'll record it and upload it. Oh, you are going to stream it?
No,
No,
it's
that's
just
what I thought.
recorded. We're not
Oh.
We're not streaming it.
Yeah. The welcome in.
The
Wow.
welcome in.
We're just getting
Well-
started. Your raid was perfect. Welcome.
The welcome in.
Yeah, that's right. We welcome in the welcome in. So, yes, thank you. We were just talking about we got some open slots for several games here on the channel. Next Saturday night, we have our Critical Failures with Maslani or Lori, who you see here. She 37 Zombies. We have got open spots for that. And it's basically a very heavy RPG, low rules rolling silliness here on the channel next Saturday in place of this game.
Kill some zombies,
it-
kill some other stuff.
Exactly. So Wu-Tang, in the
Diver.
Discord, someone throw me up exclamation Discord, please. Let me see. You think I'd have that there? There it is. Yep. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate the raid. We will do a shout out. Someone give them a shout out. I didn't even, man, I'm sorry. I am just not on it tonight already. So I've been busy taking care of the wife. See, and I have been just worn out. See, but yeah, so we got signups there on the Discord room, Critical Failures. And also, like I said, Samantha was saying, if you're a sub to the channel, we've got our first sub game. We're going to start running about once a month, a private game for our subs to enjoy and get to hang out with the DMs here on the channel and each other. And it'll be a non-stream game, but we will record it and then upload it to YouTube so people can see what's happening here on the channel for some of the perks that the sub get. You also, if you're sub to the channel, can have viewing praetors will allow you to affect the game. And that is going to be, I don't know. I don't have that one. Oh man, you think I'd have this all programmed? I am horrible.
You're doing great.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
Streaming is hard. You're doing great.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Get it together.
That's right, yeah. So you think I got more of my Stream Deck programmed? I missed that one. Anyway, so folks, and the welcome in. Like I said, welcome to the channel. Above my head here are the Hot Toddies. This is our Saturday night all-female cast show. We have another all-female cast show on Monday nights with DM Esquire, Storm King's Thunder. It streams at 7 o'clock here on the channel. But that's Monday nights. This is the night. This is the group here. Okay, the Hot Toddies. We're going to do our introductions. Let everybody know who you are, what you got going on, who your character is, and then we'll do a recap. And let's just see what more trouble, because this group gets into almost every session, and see what other curveballs they can throw me. Because we're supposed to be playing, they're supposed to be fighting the slave lords, but I don't even think they've run into one of them yet. And we're already at episode 31. So that's just the way it runs here. Francis, you're up first. Say hello to everybody, please.
Hey there, I'm Francis. I play Aisha Gray. She's an ASMR paladin. You can find me in Twitch at Fort Worth Bell. I stream a few days a week. I'm also on Twitter at Fort Worth Bell, or if you go to Etsy, I sell jewelry under the shop name is Southern Studio Home, and I just listed a whole bunch of new stuff, so go check it out. And that's it for me.
Right. M, you're next.
Hello, I'm Em. I play Jana. She's an indifferent warlock who has recently getting herself into a lot of trouble, which has been very fun. You can find me on twitch.tv/SquareMalix. We just broke 2,000 followers. So thank you, everybody from the Praetors that's come and followed and supported the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Shameless plug. I've got a big competition on my channel next week. So if you like friendly Twitch competitions, it starts at 10 a.m. Central and it probably runs all day. So twitch.tv/SquareMalix.
What game, though? You didn't say what game.
I'm sorry. It's Sea of Thieves. It's the quarterly Sea of Thieves competition. We got fourth last time. Shooting for just not last. That's the goal for this time.
For those
I'm
who are
really
new
excited.
to don't know that she's obsessed with that game, so you just have to just throw that
Yes. So definitely come hang out. It'll be fun. So that's where you can find me.
There you go. Next up is Lori.
Hey, I'm Lori. I play Maslani, our wonderful mischievous rogue. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Lori Pecchia, Lori.Pecchia, respectively. I tattoo in beautiful downtown Golden at the top-rated tattoo shop in town. We got an award, woo! And
Nice.
when I'm not tattooing, I'm gaming, and when I'm not gaming, I'm tattooing. So there's that.
Or running stuff here on the channel, or when she goes back to conventions.
Messing up your game, because that's what I do.
Not messing up. The winner's curve.
Yeah.
All right, Kirsten, you're next.
Hey guys, I am Kirsten. I play the High Elf Cleric Vixera. I am an artist. You can find me on the internet. I am mostly active on Twitter and TikTok at Myriad_X is my username for all social media. And I am also that in chat as well.
All right, and last is Bandy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mandy. I'm also an artist, and you can find me all over the internet at the Mandy. It's Mandy with 2 eyes. I also DM here on the channel on Fridays, and I'm doing our upcoming subscriber game, like we said earlier. And I am playing the human barbarian Ren. She was a big, strong lady, and she's in some trouble right now, so we'll see where that's gonna go.
Folks, yeah, I'm Duff563, also Praetor, operator, owner, runner here on the channel. We stream 6 nights a week right now of D&D goodness. A few games are going to slowly be wrapping up, we think, by the end of the summer here. And we're going to bring on some other new content, bring some aliens back, Savage Worlds. Even though we do have Savage Worlds running on the YouTube channel as a non-stream game with DM Eric B. So make sure and check that out. But we're going to do a little broadening horizons some more and picking up some new rule sets and having some fun with that. Because I do love me some aliens. I call it DM therapy because you can kill your players with quite much glee and have fun doing it. I wouldn't do that. You know me?
You did multiple times, actually.
I thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah. So that's right. There's Eric. Yep. Eric's in the house. So they are having fun over there. So that's we try to upload that every couple of weeks. Have some fun there. But like I said, we play here 6 nights a week, and we have a YouTube. Eric's running that non-stream, but then we do have a YouTube game on Monday nights also. Dragons of Ispire Peak with DM Sammy. We're going to be throwing some more programming over there on YouTube, and so we'll have 2 channels of goodness going on as we get in through the rest of the summer into the fall, when convention season's not kicking my butt, because I'm at AC Everhart and myself are producers with Praetors and Rifts Astral Menagerie, and we've got Gamehole Con coming up. Gen Con is chatting with us, Dragon Con's chatting with us, and then we've got Gary Con next year, and a lot going to be happening there. So lots of convention goodness happening here on the channel and stuff that we're all involved with. With that being said, we're here tonight. We're playing Rise Up Against the Slave Lords. It's a mix of 5e and the original Swanee Slave Lord modules. And this group of ladies and their characters are from the Sword Coast region, and they were brought over here maybe against their will, maybe not. You know, that's a little gray area we don't talk about, I mean. And they're trying to abolish the slave lords, and one particular evil one that goes by the name of Marquesa, trying to find out more about her and take her out. Basically, they thought they were going to save her, but the more information they've got, they're going to find out she's just bad. She just needs to go away. So they're trying to do that. Maybe because now the group's in a little bit of a flux because they're finding out some of them don't walk in the light like some of the other ones do. And so they're having to deal with those internal issues. But they are in the city of Highport. Basically the armpit butthole of the Pomage and the region of Sea of Gernot, and it's just one hell of a place to be, and it's just not very a friendly place, and they're in the thick of things. Last week Mandy and Ren and Jana decided to go out sightseeing to check out some of the dock areas and see what they could find, while the other 3 went back down into the tunnels and crypt area underneath the safe house where they at to help Brother Macaro and Quan, who's a ally of Brother Macaro, basically finish out and solidify the tunnels and caverns to get them to the shoreline, basically creating this underground network, underground railroad where they could run the slaves out of Highport, because this is what Highport really is about. It's pretty much a slaving way station for the slave lords, and lots of human and trafficking and flesh is pounded through here. And Brother Macaro has been slowly but surely rescuing a few at a time, and he's now been pressed because of the lockdown in the city. The city within 2 months ago became much more secured, locked down, paranoid, you name it, because of something was happening, which happened to coincide with the ladies here basically waylaying one of the slaver operations on the other side of the Sea of Granat. So they needed to find a new way to get the slaves out of Highport. And the group here, Celtic redeemed 1 chest giveaway. Okay, give me a second because I don't know. Jeff's not here. I'll get that in a second. If you can grant that to him, please, and stream loots, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let me.
Okay. So,
do that really quick.
yeah. So the other 3 were doing that while Jana and Mandy took off to the dock areas, which is basically the northern part of the town. Let's actually show everybody. Could I get a map? Maybe I could do a map. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's go over here and let's bring up the map of Highport. All right. What we're seeing here is the 1E map, 1 or 2E. Actually, this came from the the remake of the Slave Lord modules. It's the only map of Highport ever done, which has been kind of an interesting talk about that I've seen on some of the forums over the years. That someone has not fleshed out this town more. I have started some stuff in Incarnate, but I've got to put the time together to actually flesh it out more and put it into play. But the group is on the far western part of town, in a small ruined house that's been kind of boarded up and kind of used as the safe house that the Brother Macaro has found. And they have, like I said, successfully connected to the sewer system underneath Highport and the, like I said, west coastline area where the town is close to. The town's right off the coast. It's a port area. So they've hung up there. And like I said, Jana and Ren went down into the dock areas to search around and they went with Quan. Ren was just dying to pick a fight and do some combat. And once they were told that there is a fight club, which we don't talk about, in the city of Highport. Well, hell, that's all she wrote. And they headed
Barbarian Fight Club.
That's right. Headed down to Bugbears to what we call it, the Angie Wolf was the name of the tavern inn.
That's what you call it. You call it the Angie Wolf.
I heard it in. Wolf. That's what I heard was talked from y'all.
That's
Angie
the official
Wolf.
name.
All right. Okay.
They dropped the R. So okay. Yeah, the R fell off the sign. And so there was a fight club just right off the docks there, and they let Ren in with a quick fight to the death, thinking that Ren would not be able to survive, and instead she beat the holy crap out of an ogre. While she was doing that, Janet was being wooed by Caspar. So then she was taken behind closed doors to a secret location to chat more. And actually, Caspar wasn't there. I'm sorry. You were just with the Bugbear and the owner of Oscar the Ogre. And when you...
Yeah.
That's right. When Ren killed Oscar, Ren was kept in her cage down in the fight pit area, and you were shown the back door and asked to follow... that's right, Balagar. Mm-hmm. And that's where you were introduced to Caspar. Yes, into an underground inn tavern area that, after some wooing, if you want to call it that, I don't know what that conversation basically was.
Shannon did great.
Two of them buffering each other, trying to act nonchalant and all that. Caspar apparently sitting there with, hair flowing in the wind or the shirt pulled back, and so all that kind of stuff. They had their piece, and Ren was to stay in the fight club while Jana was given a task to prove to Caspar, that they were, that she was who she said she was, and that, Caspar really didn't believe her. She could tell that in his conversation. So Ren was to, since she waylaid and demolished Oscar their ogre, one of their, high profile fighters. Well, so they're going to keep Ren and use her some to make some money. because she's a slave to them. They don't know that she's really not a slave, but in this city she is. And Jan was given the information that she needed to kill a goblin. And I
Grugnot.
Grugnot, yeah. One of the goblinoid groups that runs part of the dock areas and all that, and Caspar's just kind of a little fed up with. And so she was told to head back to some of the goblin encampments, or she wasn't really told much other than that's where the goblins are at. There's humans are the minority here in Highport. There's not many of them, but it is quite well overrun with thousands of orcs, hobgoblins, goblins, ogres, orogs, and all sorts of other things walking around. Gnolls. The groups kind of keep to themselves, but where they've explored so far is really just along the dock side, because the ships do come in. There is trade actually happening here in Highport, and most of it's slave based, but there are still other businesses open. A lot of inns, a lot of drinking, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of killing, a lot of death. A lot of the city's in ruins because it was several centuries ago overrun by an orc invasion, and then the orcs turned it around and kind of built it back up to use as a port of operations to actually trade with humans and the other humanoids in the sea area. And so that is where I think we kind of pick up the action. Jana was given the task, and she went back to the Narwhal Inn, and Quan followed her. He had lost track of them when they were during the fighting and all that, and followed her back to the Narwhal Inn, where Jana went inside to get a room, and then night was getting close to falling, and so he basically hightailed it back to the safe house, where he finds the rest of the group here. And unless I miss something, that's where we'll pick up the action. We have Isra, Vix, and Moss were basically had solidified the Underground Railroad area, and then we're cleaned out the crypt in the mausoleum area, and we're basically preparing food and trying to give the slaves some type of meal, and comfort, while they were beginning to slowly start filtering them through the tunnel system out to the shoreline, and figuring out what to do from there. Anything else anybody want to add that I missed? Was excitement and anything like that?
Nope. I
think I'm good.
Okay. So that was a lot of the action last week was with Jana and Ren, so they know they're kind of on standby for the moment, because now we're dealing with the other three, giving them a little bit of their own air time. So, you three, Quan has come back in and has given you basically the lowdown of what happened, watching the fight, the destruction of the ogre, and then the orcs basically putting Ren back in the cage that she was in, and guarding over her. And then Jana was hustled out a back door from the VIP section, because Quan was not a part of that. He was in the main crowd, and he came back to tell you that, and that he tracked Jana back to the Narwhal Inn where she's at, and that's what he relays to you. And night has fallen as that's going on. So, your comments, please.
Well, there's not really much we can do at this point in time. Might as well go to sleep and then try to find Jana and Ren in the morning.
Yeah. Quan, are you up for taking us back over there first thing?
No, he says no problem. We just have to. He tracking things back in. He's told y'all. Well, y'all haven't made it through there, but he's got a little bit of a gauntlet run that he runs y'all through this area of town. That's basically was a couple of just neighborhood of homes and all that. Most of them are destroyed or in bad condition, like this one is in. It's mostly boarded up. and no lights, no smoke, nothing can happen during, to set off anybody to notice. There is an orc encampment just north of this area because it is the encampment of orcs that basically watches the west gate. If you look at your map, that area, there's not really a part of the wall structure there's missing. And so orcs, that contingent of orcs that is north of y'all, basically patrol that little area and kind of, watch that gate area and, checking people coming in and out from that structure, from that area. But you do have a small area of, a few side streets and alley things that he runs you through. He could take you down to get you back toward which, he's explaining is the most populated area and most constructed up area are the docks and the businesses that are flourished up. On the map that he has shown you before, with Highport, you haven't really, you don't know much else about it, but several large contingents of groups, make up different areas of town. Orcs mainly being the main focus, who run pretty much the whole complex, the whole area, but the other groups, have their territory staked out, and they do run shops, they do run some businesses off the docks. Several parts of the area are either, piles of rubble or just fields. Though in the center of town, in a couple of spots where they say open fields, there are basically tents. It's like a tent city, that has been erected up, and people sleep there, or they pay, coppers, to be able to pass out at night in a tent. A lot of sailors do that. Some of the more destitute creatures and humans, that don't have homes, that's where they kind of live. But, as y'all were, I think Ren would have known, but Quan would have told you, about the body that was thrown into the water north, kind of by the Narwhal Inn area, and basically the water erupted, like piranha type deals, but that clearly was something bigger in the water there. And figured out I guess that's where they kind of, their own garbage disposal, so to speak. But he's warned you multiple times that there are other monsters about. You've been told at night you don't go about just because of extra patrols and being caught out, because there are who knows what else is in the ruins, but that you have heard other creatures flying at night. You have heard singing in the night sky, way up far above, female voices singing in the night. And then you also have heard your flappities of your, featherless chicken birds, that fly around at night, your sturges. Okay. You've heard a few of those about. And, so
like that.
Yeah, it's just a fun party town. But yes, Quan would agree that, it is safe there's nothing much we can do at the moment, to risk there. Who knows where Ren's at, but clearly believes to take care of herself. She wanted it, she got it, so she's busy doing her thing. And Jana is just a leaf in the wind.
We don't technically know that Jana and Ren aren't together right now, because
he told you that
Jana had sent implied.
Quan did tell you that he tracked Jana back, but Ren was not with her.
But then Jana sent us a note, and she said "we" in the note
are fine.
I totally forgot about
We
that.
are
Thank
safe.
you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
we're operating under the assumption that Ren and Jana are together. That maybe just Ren wasn't with Jana when Quan had caught up to her.
Thank you for the clarification. Yep. Okay. So yeah, so Quan says, buckle down. We'll start setting up watches again. And pray, nothing disturbs the night, and first light.
Is this a one-story building? Or
Yes, barely that. Yes. There are, a few rooms. Y'all were shown, y'all were given the room over here, kind of the far right, where y'all were kind of given a spot to when y'all first came in to decompress and to try to understand what it just, when y'all got into town and given the lay of the land. And there's other slaves here, but now that you've got passageway open, the door that was buried and all that, and they found, and we're working from there into the mausoleum. Y'all have now got some more slaves down there, but they're going to prepare to start transporting them out, and Brother Macaro is going to start doing that. So he's left Quan to kind of give you somewhat of an escort to kind of help decipher what is happening, and be prepared for what could very well be questioning whenever you're stopped by any of the roving patrols of orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, and have your shit together, because they will do it. The paranoia is high in the city.
So here's what I'm thinking. I have a plan. Okay, so I'm thinking there's like these piles of junk and whatnot around the house, correct?
The city's
like
a big
crates
pile of
and-
junk. Yeah, but there's trash, ruins, burnt. Most of it's burnt. The wood, a lot of it is, except for what they have done here to kind of board it up, son, and piled up rocks and stuff everywhere. So yes, there's stuff everywhere. Trash.
Okay, so here's what I would like to do. I would like to throw a dirty blanket of some sorts over the top of myself and go out that door, sorta in the. Can I move my guy? Yeah, I can.
Icer grabs her before she walks out the door.
I have a plan. Leave me be.
We can't go out
Not
at
gonna go
night.
far.
Got-
I will not go more than 5 feet from this building. Promise. Swear. I'm not going out. I'm just going out.
we can't endanger the people here. We need
Yeah.
to wait till
It's
first thing in the
fine.
morning.
Quan and Macaro are they have concerned looks in their eyes too.
Is there a doorway where I'm standing? Like, is there a
There's
door?
there's basically makeshift slide, things you would slide, or basically try to, showcase it's not actually a physical door. They're trying to make it look from the outside like there's nothing happening in this building.
Okay, so all I want to do is stay like where I could hear what's going on outside because I can speak orc. So if I could hear orcs talking, I could understand what they're saying and use my little spyglass and just look around from inside where no one can get me. But
So I will let
Quan,
you know that you are in a neighborhood area of several, other burned down buildings, some taller, some bigger, all different shapes, sizes. The orc encampment is blocks away to the north. Okay, so you're still, maybe a mile or
far
so.
away to hear anything.
Yeah, so they have picked a spot that is not has no most. There's no traffic, at least what they have figured out so far. And the orcs are farther away north toward the. If you look at the Highport map, yeah, and you got to use a little theater of mind.
Sure.
But for what you're wanting to accomplish, if you just before you make that maneuver, the orc encampment is nowhere near you.
Nowhere.
The-
near.
the
Is there
con-
anything
the-
going on near us or no?
That is the purpose of what that there's nothing happening there.
Well,
At least
poop shit.
unless you want to walk around outside and
Hell
you
no,
know.
I don't want to walk around outside. I'm done. Right?
so but the point is what you're at so far has been it's a safe house for that reason, and nothing's happening in the immediate vicinity.
Immediate vicinity.
Yeah.
Okay.
The noises you've heard have been flying overhead at night, or yelling, screaming. You have heard screams, blood curdling screams from far off, no doubt about that. Some monster roars of types like, oh, what the hell was that? Those kind of sounds, far, far off in the distance. Maybe if the wind's right, you would have heard, the carousing on the docks. You definitely can smell all sorts of lovely things, death. Still smell the burnt of the city, but that permeates the air still.
Anything
Filth.
cool in the house that we're in?
What about it?
It's probably all gross.
There ain't nothing special about this place. This doesn't even get a star.
Ugh. Can I look around and just see if there's anything worth like
There's trash.
trapdoors?
There's nothing here. This
Okay.
city was overrun hundreds and hundreds of years ago. it has been picked over by the humanoid groups for years. And now it is, several that, he believes several, many buildings are either inhabited by different groups or monsters or who knows what. You don't go out unless you are really prepared to understand that you could run into trouble at a moment's notice.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go to our room and feed my cube child and
I will let you know that he's been a little, so he's a terrible 2 right now.
Oh no.
Yeah. So Maslani here, for those who are watching, has a baby.
You want me to get him? Wait.
Yeah, she has get her, because I'll bring up the image of, she has a baby. Yeah, and it looks something like this. And yeah, I'm blood curdling. That's right,
So
Corey. She has a baby gelatinous cube. Hubert is his name.
Hubert.
And she has made him a little glass casing that she fits into a little chest that she carries around. But he's a terrible 2. And she has been feeding him lately on a lovely little diet of sushi and seafood and all that, because for a while it was bugs and rats, and he wasn't very happy about that, but he ate it. But he needs, he's tired of being locked up.
He's tired of being locked up.
You could say he moves. Yeah, he shakes inside the chest and all that, and he's moving around all the
Can I bounce him on my knee and see if he enjoys wiggling?
I'm just letting you know that he's giving you he has been giving you some warning signs for a while now that luckily he doesn't have to have air, but he's got to stretch his leg. He wants out. He doesn't talk. So
I can't communicate with him yet.
I
Correct? Maybe?
Have you tried other than feeding him?
Okay, so I'm going to treat him like a puppy, and I will put him in the doorway of the room. Hang on, I'll move myself.
So that's one thing I will do is I will make, we talked about it, and this is why I was doing the cleaning up on the Fantasy Grounds issues. I need to make those NPC characters so that y'all have it, because we've got the Raven, we've got, we have the 2 familiar so far, Ren's and Jana's, and now we have the cube.
I like that so far.
Yeah. so
I'm gonna set him right just to this square to my left and be like, stay. It's like, stay.
So you put him out. You put him out of.
He stays.
Well, so you put him on the ground, and he, and you just, it's like a little cube of Jello,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you voice act or act a gelatinous cube here, folks. So.
Normal games don't do that.
So, yeah, we definitely have gone off the tracks here with this little part of the storyline. And so he's kind of moving around, and as you notice him moving, and he's, like he's sniffing things or looking, he like cleans the floor. So,
he's like a Swiffer.
Yeah, he's got, so, when you clean the floor, like you can actually see the little mosaic, as he slowly moves, that's one of the telltale signs of a gelatinous cube in the area, in a dungeon.
He's a Roomba.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Cube.
So he moves around, and you notice you could see the tracks of him, as he's moving around. And yeah, he's
I'll be sure that after we leave here, I will re-dirty the stuff so it doesn't look like there was a cube there.
Yeah, and he moves closer to a couple of things, and then zips right back to your foot, and then moves back up again to, another wall, that's there, and is sticking around, and zips back to your foot again, something falls, something outside, and then he's sitting there, and he goes up to the wall, and there's a few holes. All of a sudden, you just see him go, and he goes into a wall.
Oh shit! What wall?
he just disappears into the wall. So he was to the south.
Like
here.
A mouse hole.
He could go in any crack. It didn't matter. So I'm just letting you know that he said that all of a sudden you just see him and he disappears into the southern wall there.
I pull out some sushi and I dangle it in front of the wall.
He doesn't come back.
Oh, no. No. Shit. Okay.
I was so waiting on this to happen. I was so waiting.
Okay.
Is now
I
he's at, so
lay-
he is, yeah, you look and you see, you know, what you see, tell the signs, and there's like the wall stone and there's a break or something in there, and all of a sudden he looks like that may have gone outside behind the building.
Shit.
Oh, he's gonna get eaten.
Yeah, we can't have that. I don't care if it's dangerous. He's my child.
Damn
Cute.
it.
So it looks like there's a window type thing right here.
It's boarded up.
Yes?
Yeah, it's boarded. Oh, it's definitely boarded up. Yeah.
Is there any way that it looks like I could get out over there?
You would have to create a commotion, yeah, to undo it all. It's very solid. There's only one entrance, that's through the north area there that lets halfway in, and the rest of this has been boarded up, covered up with tarps and stuff like that, so no light comes in and out. And as you're doing that, as you're messing around that, you will hear a huge fluttering of wings just go oh, way overhead. Not close. You'll hear several, just a mess of wings, and
Okay.
you're listening, and you will then what you think is a female voice up somewhere in the sky, a curling scream, and just it's like, you know, if bats could be heard like that, but the sound is a lot heavier, and you're sitting there, and yeah, and then you hear something fall behind you, and you see Hubert coming back through the wall, rushing,
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
rushing back, you know.
I
and
scoop his green ass into that box and shut it. Like, naughty cube. Naughty. Bad cube. But I love you. And I just hug the little box. Bad. Don't do that no more. Ah! And then
Hey,
I bust
well-
out my bottle of wine. Because that was traumatizing.
Mommy
Yeah.
needs a drink.
And,
Yeah.
and I have a drink.
Yeah, he's like, you see him, you know, he doesn't have eyes or nose and all that, but I think you know, Tom, you maybe see that he forms like a little nose, like trying to sniff out things, you know, and then his like, you know, pitiful face just kind of looks up at you, that there's no face,
The big eyes.
You know,
The
yeah,
big- yeah.
puppy dog eyes.
Aw. Hey, just don't do that. No. Do you understand language?
Yeah.
Like, how many fingers am I holding up?
He didn't, no
Nothing.
response. No response. No. Yeah, just a, you know, just a shiver.
Okay, I have to start some form of communication with him. Like, thumbs up is good boy. Thumbs down is bad boy. We need to, like, good, bad, right? Maybe. Probably not going to work. But
Oh, we got a good clip there. Good. Naughty Cube. That's right.
naughty cube.
While
don't
Moss is
Corrective
trying to,
behavior training.
yeah. So we have,
Yeah.
it's gelatinous tube training going on here. Izra, all the rest of y'all over there hear the same thing when that goes down. And y'all all begin to hear, wait for that screaming and the fluttering of noise and all that. And then there's cacophony of just like some horns, and you hear yelling far off in the distance. It's like, the best way to pronounce it would be like, you know, storm sirens, several of them going off. They start sounding all across the city, and you hear some, you know, so you can tell some are the dock area around you. One's definitely coming from the fort. but there are several more even farther north. I mean, it's farther south areas y'all haven't seen, but there's horns going off everywhere.
Quan, what
That's-
do the horns mean?
Juan's going, and Picard, they're both looking at each other going, shit if we know.
Should we move everyone into the
Yeah.
underground area?
So that's, well, they were looking at the same oh boy, really? Okay.
Oh, thanks, Chad.
Feel bad, man.
So, if he'd just played that 5 minutes earlier, I'd have had a trap set up. We'd have had some fun there with the mouse trap set up outside to catch the gelatinous cube.
It wouldn't have worked.
So, so that's immediately they have the same thought. Good idea. And everybody is grabbed, moved. Someone says, "Where's Moss?"
Yeah,
Go
I'm
get
gonna
her.
go
Aisra
and-
goes and gets her.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
and
wiping down the floor to get rid of the clean cube area. Wax on,
Aisra
wax
will
on.
assist to make it faster.
yeah, there wasn't that much. So so y'all get everybody down there, and y'all they've covered up the wall and they kind of make it look like a bookcase. It's kind of squalid to cover up the doorway that leads down to the mausoleum area, and that platform where you had set up the cooking station area that you had set up, to make your hibachi area that you were making food and all the seafood that y'all had for the slaves. So thanks, Dead Heart. We got it. Is that inspiration for everybody? I'm assuming.
Thank you,
I
Chad.
would assume so. So, yep. Thank you very much. So everybody's got a point of inspiration.
When we
So-
when we get down into the to the whatever the crypt, I'd like to ask Makaro and Quan, what if we get what documentation should we need, or what should we say if we're wandering through the city and get stopped?
Don't get stopped. But if you do get stopped, you better come up. It has to be, the best thing so far is that we have business on the docks, or you're headed back to, you got, they may believe if you got lost, but if you stay close to the main roads, and not, like that, then you're headed to just the Narwhal Inn, to do business with Yaspar. Pick up some of his fish stew, which apparently is the bomb of the area. And you're trying to get back to your ship because you're getting ready to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yep.
I should start making herself a little space to go to sleep because she wants to get up and get moving as early as possible.
I'm gonna sit and meditate for the 4 hours, do my little trance, and then I will keep watch the rest of the night.
Okay. Moss, did she say she was leaving? Is she back? Did she? Okay, so
BRB.
she's another. What do we got there? Ori, another 500. Is that just inspiration again for everybody? Or you can break that apart however you want it. So, yeah. Okay, another point of inspiration for everybody. Okay, looks like we need to come up with some
Thank you.
point using task here. Moss had her scare with the cube for a moment. Like that will happen again, so get ready. So y'all keep an eye up, watch, and outside a couple more times you hear several more large groups of things fluttering, several more distant screams. A couple of times the horns blow again. In response to something, and I get a point of inspiration. Thank you. I'll use it. So the rest of the night will pass. I will let know that Jana and Ren, you won't hear that horn information just for your namesake because you were underground. Okay. Won't know what that's happening, but Jana, you will. And I will give you, and from your distance, I don't want to ruin it quite yet, but I will relay here in a little bit what you see and what takes place from, where you're at on the docks. So, but I want to give the others a little bit of funness here.
Am I not in the inn?
You're in the inn. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
And so,
I'm sorry. You said that. Right.
Yeah, you would have your view of part of the dock area and all that. So there was, might be something that you're going to get to see, take place. So Vix, I'm assuming then after your trance and all that you would pick up the back end of the watch and then till morning rise and then let everybody know down in the mausoleum area that dawn has broke.
Once the light starts to peek out, I'm gonna go wake up Isra and Moss. Kind of kneel down next to Isra and give it a little poke. Be like, "Good morning."
She's not a morning person, but she gets up.
Then I'm gonna go poke Moss and be like, "Hey, good morning, Mom."
Where's
Okay.
my cube? Oh my God, where's my cube?
He did go nowhere.
What
Yeah.
like?
Yep.
Is he good? He's good.
He's
Like,
he's
wake up in a
fine.
panic.
He's fine.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them kind of get ready for the day and everything, and then I'm gonna suggest that we head out to go to the Norway Land.
Okay. What about you two? Is that what you want to do?
Works for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Macaro, Quan says be safe. They're going to start running several loads here basically of the group here, the slaves, because they're, like I said, they're overflowing with them more than they should be able to handle here, that so then they can get back to getting them out of here. But then they were kind of looking at each other and they kind of, we need a ship. We're going to have to figure that out because they're going to get the slaves out there, but then they don't have transportation yet. They kind of will figure
What
that.
about what about our dwarf friend?
I didn't want to use this spell right now.
They can
Okay.
they can get some. They can get them if long as remember they got to get them out before high tide or the first two cave areas flood out. But they can try to get them. They can go back where y'all docked, or came across on a from one of the longboats after you got close to the shore. It was a few miles north, away from the city along the beach.
What information would I need to give to someone in order for you to meet them in a specific place to load the slaves onto a ship in 25 words or less?
Juan would know the name of the cove or kind of the general description of where y'all got dropped off at. Remember, I think he was with y'all or met y'all there. And so he basically just related to Dern. That's what you're saying is where y'all came on shore when he.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Sending to contact Dern and say, "Hey, it's Vix. Can you meet us? Wait. Can you meet our friend Quan where you dropped us off
ASAP.
to transport things. And what does it have to be, low tide or high tide?
Cargo.
Low tide.
During low tide. Think spy.
He's got, because you have the sending stones, right? That's what you're using.
I have the spell sending.
Sending. Okay, I thought y'all had the stones that y'all were using. Okay, is it y'all's group that had the stones, or it's another group? I thought y'all had.
That's
okay.
No.
Different
I don't
group.
have-
Okay,
I don't
my
have-
bad. Sorry.
I don't have a sending stone.
I'm getting my
I
groups
wish we
mixed
had a
up.
sending stone.
Yeah, there was another group that had some stones. Okay. Okay, so you get a busy signal? No, you don't know what you get. You send it off.
Motherfucker. Every campaign.
Bzz, bzz, bzz. Your call cannot go through at this time. So yeah, you send that off, and so they don't have a choice. We have to go with it, and
Yeah,
they
he
begin.
He can answer if he wants, or he can ignore me. Whatever.
He says, "Can't wait." Yeah, he'll let
Man
you
of
know.
few words.
Yeah,
I like
well,
that.
he is, but he's he was tasked to make sure that he takes and will work with y'all and help you out, and do all that stuff. So that came from not only him as a father figure, but also from Marquess of the Green.
As after I send that message to Dan, I'm gonna turn to Quan and give him a description of like the dance macabre and everything, and of Dan, and to tell him,
Mhm.
to let him know that he knows us and all of that, and to let him know that like a schedule if he wants to set up a schedule with Dan to ship the slaves back and forth.
They both thank you because they kind of overlook that little small aspect of getting the slaves out of here in a bit of a rush. And so, yes, they will do all that and give Dern an update on what's happening with y'all here.
And we're gonna head to the Narwhal.
Okay. So y'all basically, so Quan will give you a kind of a rough little sketch, taking some burnt piece of wood, a little charcoal on a quick little piece of, wood or something. He would just kind of sketch out to you how you're supposed to shoot through the area here to get to the main road as quickly as possible without being seen, following one of the side roads because y'all are in the thick of things, whether it be where you're telling you in this area so far orcs kind of overrun, or goblins and other such that are along this area. And to quickly make it to the Sus Road, like that, and then continue on down to the Warehouse Road, basically the Shoreline Road, which is where the docks are all at, and that's kind of where you need to get to as quickly as possible. And you'll find the Narwhal Inn. You'll smell it before you find it. Yeah, he says, good luck.
Great.
And off they go. And the three of y'all take off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you step outside, and outside of the normal accostation of smells and things like that, you see the air is fairly thick with smoke. And I guess you probably would have smelled that. You probably would have caught that when y'all came up, and Vix, you might have gotten some of that while you were watching out. Definitely a little bit hazier than you're used to. There have been some fires. Stuff have definitely been lit because the air still reeks of the smoke and all that. And you could see it in the sunlight as the sun's cutting over the morning sky. Yeah, there are a few times as you make your way. Let me actually see here. 1 second. Got to have these good old roll. Oh shit!
I was just trying to be hyper vigilant as we're making our way towards this inn.
Well, I need the three of you to make me stealth rolls in the tower, please, because as you're coming through one of the areas, getting close to the Sus Road, you'll almost happen upon and there's an orc patrol, and they're got some couple of carts behind them as they're pulling them along.
Do I need to re-roll that? I could use my inspiration.
Dude, in a second, I'm actually gonna get a DC on this. Oh shit, I don't want that one. Actually, hold on, that's not fair. Give me an NPC. 1 second, come here. Close away, NPC. 1 second. I need an orky. Orc. Perception. Perception check. Okay, y'all need to beat a 12. Vixen is horrible, and Isra is completely horrible.
I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay, because you've got armor penalty. Yeah, you can boop. Yeah, you can boop yourselves all you want.
I'm gonna boop Isra.
That's fine. That's fine.
You just add a D4.
Add a D4 to your roll. So Vix, who rolled that? Vix is good. Isra's good. That had the boop helped you. Okay, yep, the boob got it. And yeah, so y'all almost step out into the road and pull yourself back. 1 second. We've got another raid.
Raiders.
We knew that was happening. It's the live group again. Jason Charles, the Gax Pack raiding in. Thanks, Jeff. Bringing the group over. Welcome again. We're, as always, as y'all come over and say hi, we are in the middle of our Slave Lords game here. So we're glad to have y'all. Hope y'all had a good game over there and enjoyed the game. And hope you're going to have a happy 4th tomorrow. And make sure and stay safe. And keep all your doggies inside. Those who doggies don't like the workies. Thank you for the follow, Hamlet. Also, make sure we put in Discord. We had made an announcement earlier. We have got a game next week. Lori here, Maslany, is running Critical Fairs here on the channel. We have plenty of open spots for the game. Anybody looking for a rules light, heavy RPG, silly, fun time. We're going to have lots of giveaways from Total Party Kill Games, Druid's Den, and a few other things that we'll give away during the night. But you can sign up on the Discord channel under the Critical Failures group. It is open to anybody. So please come over. It'll be Saturday night next week, 9 o'clock to midnight. And we make sure you have an adult beverage handy. And please come over and join us. Do we have a character sheet for that? We're using the same one that you used last time. Same character sheet.
Same character sheet. You were on a wonderful cruise that was free, that went very poorly, and you have docked at a private island that could have nothing wrong with it. It's a private island.
Yeah. Zombie Love Boat to Zombie Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
We're working the 70s shows, okay, for the themes. So, yeah. But anyway, hope y'all, if anybody's interested in looking for something to do next week and have a little fun, please come over and join us and have a hangout. So anyway, back to this. So what you saw, y'all pulled back just in time as a contingent of orcs were coming from their encampment area, or from the western part of town, headed toward the docks. And they have a couple of cartloads behind them. And they are full of bodies. You see a few orcs, you see some goblins, you see, just a kind of a little menagerie of corpses there, bloodied up, and many of them have holes in them.
Can we tell what species they are, or
the humanoids basically, are in the carts. They're kind of bring out your dead type deal. They were just dumped in there.
So we can't tell if it's like human, if it's...
There's all sorts.
Okay.
Yep. Banana Mobster, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Rejects. Make sure your Twitch and your Discord are linked together, because we do announcements, specific announcements to the subs on our Discord. Since Twitch removed email your subs right now and haven't brought it back yet, which, Lori, is the other reason why we're not having much on sign up, because I can't email the subscribers right now. They removed that function. But anyway, yeah. So, and Banana Mobster, we actually, Mandy here, Ren, who is playing, she is running a sub only game. And so that's available in the Twitch sub chat room on our Discord. So, and it is open. We have spots. So anyway, thank you for being a part of the Rejects. Yeah, but in the cart, a couple of carts, you can't really tell. You can just tell that they're, make and model of them. There's a variety there. But what you see, a lot of them are covered in blood. Most of them have been stripped of their belongings, which would be par for living in Highport. And you see these great puncture wounds in their bodies and spots.
Like puncture, like
You would-
like a sword,
Uh,
or like an animal's horn,
Probably
like
will need a would need a closer look,
claw?
right?
make me a nature check, please.
both of us, or
Anybody who wants to, either three of y'all are looking at it. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, Bix didn't make that day in class. Oh my Lord. Neither did
12?
Moss. What's this?
Come on, Isra. Get it.
I got a 12. Wait, no, it didn't.
It didn't roll.
No, you
wait.
need a nature.
No,
Try it again.
dang. Sorry. Try it again.
Okay, there you go.
well, there you go.
Okay. Those are without a doubt Sturge puncture wounds. There are the holes,
How
markings.
many sturges were out
You don't
to
know?
cause damage like this?
Probably a lot. Feels bad.
Okay.
So
All right,
yeah,
let's
so
keep
you watch and you kind of stick behind them a little bit because you notice as they're pulling the carts along, headed in the same direction y'all are, it's people kind of clear out, things clear out and all that. So y'all are able to kind of skirt behind them like, an ambulance driving down the highway and, and the trucks, everybody gets behind them and follows them along, and you can make your way to the docks and you watch them as you look for the Narwhal Inn. They head out to a lot of the docks in the area of Highport. Most of them are in disrepair, cannot be used. There's even a few spots where there are sunken ships or, small boats and all that are just, crap, just, floating there, or what's left of them floating there. There's no use at all. Now, some of the docks farther down, there are a few spots that are in operations, but in this area, there's almost nothing, to even the docks you wouldn't even really want to stand on, but they go to a few spots and you see them grabbing the bodies and they chunk them off into the docks and the water just erupts in chaos as they're disposing of that. And you see farther down a narwhal on a sign that's kind of cocked, hanging only on one chain,
As after we see the bodies get, I guess, eaten, I'm gonna turn to Moss and Isra and be like, "That's gonna be a problem for later, isn't it?"
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll head to the inn.
So you find an inn, yes, yeah, and you walk in. Now, as you're walking in, before that, Jana, you're a resident
Yes.
at the Narwhal Inn at the moment, and
Yes.
you have been there all night long.
Yes.
And as he said, you got there. We basically didn't really say you got Yazbar's there. You negotiated for a room for, a silver piece. What you got was a copper piece of a room. Okay. It smells of fish stew.
Right at home.
Yep. And
Great time.
Night was beginning to fall. And I would assume you'd stick in your room and kind of, what were your plans? Let me ask you that.
What were my plans?
Once you got to the Narwhal Inn.
So I got to the Narwhal Inn. I sent my message to the group, assuming, I think Jana is smart enough that she would assume that the group was going to come find her when she gave them her location, which was my intent. So, actually, hold on one second. I just had a thought. I have to check. How long does this? 1 hour. Okay, never mind. So yeah, she's just gonna make herself at home. She's just gonna
Well,
that's
Yep.
it. She didn't
Yep.
really, she's not really bothered right now.
Yeah, well, this is like I said for you being an urchin type,
Right.
we were having a bit of discussion, and it was a clarification of what the urchin was being able to give her. And this, so I wanted to make sure and clear something up because she was asking, my urchin allows me to understand the flow and ebbs of towns, and that is true. And then I will relent that in the dock areas where you have seen traffic moving, where it is somewhat of a semblance of a domesticated town, you're able to see some of that. But what other areas that you look farther north, game over there, okay? Because there's nothing to really base your movements off of and what you're seeing, tent fields and stuff like that. So that's what I will say. We'll play it from at least the dock areas. You were comfortable enough to understand how to move around and see what was happening, and understanding how the different groups of humanoid groups, their territories were staked out. Definitely gang type mentalities happening along this area, and you're understanding that completely. Okay. And so you're sitting there, and in the middle of the night, like we said, the horns went off, and you got a small little window, with a filthy piece of linen, draped over it that faces the dock area and the walk area down there, and it's fairly dark. It was a moonless night, but you then could hear and things were definitely up ahead and screaming and all that. And you don't have dark vision, do you? Or do you able to?
I have devil sight. So
Devil sight.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah. So just making sure. So you can see down along some of the area down there in the dock, there were some goblins, because you're in a goblin area, and they were futzing around and picking over something, and then they turn and were looking around and then they look up and they couldn't, they were searching, and all of a sudden one of them just turns back, and you think he's looking right at you, and all of a sudden here's concussion. He just basically gets hit like 3 times, getting pushed back, and you see him kind of lift up a little bit, and Sturges have come in and have just waylaid him. I mean, 1, 2, 3, lifting him up and throwing him back, and his friend, is trying to pull his sword, facing him, and he gets nailed with like 4 or 5 in the back. I mean, just dunk, 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 like darts, and you just see they both just fall to the ground, and they're just twitching, trying to fight as the Sturges are just, feeding a feeding frenzy. And you can tell that the air is just covered with them.
Okay.
Hundreds of them are flying around, and
okay.
Yeah, and the horns go off, and you then begin to see what from the far corner. You can't see it from your window, but you see what basically is a fire. Something has been lit up farther toward the west, maybe back toward the entrance area. You can see, basically you think it's a bonfire or something has been thrown up, and shit's burning. Yeah, and you can, they are swarming the area.
Okay. So first I would like to grab a thing of popcorn and start watching. No, I'm just kidding. Can I do like a perception roll maybe to see if my window locks like appropriate, like, because you said it's kind of a small, like, I just want to make sure that nothing's going to be flying through the window. So let me roll like perception here for you. Okay.
I'm trying to see, is Mama Prater watching still? She's hop along Cassidy tonight. She heard her calf muscle lifting up some 30-pound pails up the stairwell. She was watching earlier, Corey. I was going to say she'd thank you herself, but I'll let her know. Glad you enjoyed the candle. And the ladies got stuff too, so they got some candles and stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay. Your perception. Yeah, you extinguish the lights. I don't think you would have had much on anyway. I don't think, maybe a candle, maybe, or something.
No, she's not really. But I mean, generally speaking, Jana's not feeling that they're going to be
Mm.
busting through the window coming
No.
at her, right?
You hear most of the activity is in the area, at least up above, except for this swarm that went down and waylaid a couple of goblins that were down there
Okay.
as you got to watch that
What-
carnage happen. You know,
What floor am I on? Am I like
it's only
So-
2 or 3. It's barely. It's maybe a third story, maybe. Okay, so this is a dive of dives. Okay, so
okay? And how far did you say that like bonfire type thing was?
way off. It's farther off. You're facing north into the Woolly Bay area, and you would have seen what you could see flickers. You know how you could see a bonfire that's way off around. You could
So
see
like
the light.
you're like more than 100 feet away.
Yeah,
like, pretty
farther away
far.
than that. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I would like to. I'm going to. Oh, that's going to take a while though, because that's a ritual. And how long does this commotion? Like, is this something that the commotion is going on throughout the night? Is it kind of an
So-
instance and it's gone?
So this happens. This swarm. Thanks, Gemini. Welcome to the rejects. So this first swarm flows through, takes out the goblins, then it disappears, and
Okay.
then you hear another. Well, let's just say there's going to be a couple more, but
Okay.
between those, if you're thinking you're doing something else, those goblins down there, you see the Sturges. They basically are flying ticks with wings, and
right.
so they pump these goblins pretty damn good. One of them is so bad that he tries to lift off. He falls into it just basically lifts up, and then it actually and just drops over the dock into the water. Doesn't make it. The other ones just kind of basically are just kind of slowly lifting up because they're bloated.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the goblins are dead on the dock.
Right
At her
on.
doornail. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But we sense that I'm pretty much fine in my room.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I feel like you say it's gonna happen, like it'll happen.
You don't
and then
know
there'll be
this,
kind
but
of a
I'm
lull,
trying to,
but
if you're trying to do something, yeah.
No,
Mhm.
that's what I mean. I feel like if she doesn't sense that she's in any immediate danger. I mean, is there any other than like the bed, is there any like large furniture? I think I might barricade the door just to make sure nobody's
A small
coming
little
in.
chest to put your stuff in. That's about it. Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah,
she'll
yeah.
just kind of kick that in front
Yeah.
of the door.
And you
just to
hear,
make sure no
as
one
you're
comes
doing
in,
that, you
but-
hear Yazbar running down the hallway or
Mm.
yelling from far. He says, cut the lights out. No lights.
Okay,
yelling.
I would like to cast Find Familiar. I know it's a ritual, so maybe like while the first kind of round of commotion's going on and she sort of absorbs it all. I know it takes an hour, but I'd like to use Cast Familiar, and I would like it to be a poisonous snake fiend, because that's fun.
Okay.
And then and I want to slip it out of the doorway and tell it to go down to like almost eavesdrop on Yazbar to see if there's anything, like to just like slide down the hallway toward the commotion.
He yelled from down the line. You can see yelling. So he was down at, let's say that there's a meeting area, a little, the tavern area, and there's a small little stairwell, go to the landing, and he was down there yelling up, telling everybody, turn their lights off. Make sure there's no light, so he wouldn't have
All right.
far to go that he could, wrap around the post
I
and
see what
see
you're
what's
saying.
going on
Okay.
down there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's, I mean, Jana is good with that. If she's not feeling like they're coming after her, then she's going back to bed.
Yep.
She's going back to bed.
Yeah, and so nothing much. What is whispers and what the hell's that? I don't know. And Yazbar doesn't know either. When they just know when the horns sound off, it's bad news. Something's going on, and it's to lock. Basically lock up wherever you're at, or if you're in Tent City, you better make sure they light fires. Well, you're gonna find out. So anyway, I'll explain a little bit here.
She's good. Yep.
Yeah. So
Janice
yeah,
is
so a couple more times at night, you'll hear a few more heavy flutters of flying above the building area, you know, and the dock area and all that, and then it disappears. You know, it's
Yeah, okay.
swirling around and disappears. Okay. Then sun rises. Okay. And what do you do?
I think as soon as Jana wakes up, since she is by herself, I do want to cast Find Familiar again. I want to bring the snake back out just so there's like at least a line. I mean, I know they can't attack, but at least a line of defense. So if someone were to unexpectedly open the door, they maybe get
See
a
a
little
big-
intimidated by the snake first instead of, you know, just so I'm not caught off guard, I think would be the intent. But yeah, she'll just like wake up. I'm going to actually not leave my room. I'm just going to check off a thing of rations and like
Yep. You would.
hang out with my my little
Snake.
venomous fiend snake.
Okay. All right. So then that's while she's doing that, y'all three then, Izra, Moss, and Vix, y'all are basically you've made your way into the Narwhal Inn, and there is a little it's a slave basically, all intents and purposes, looks like one at least, is cleaning the floor, wiping the tables off, kind of startled when you three of y'all come walking in.
Is the inn more than one floor?
So when you walk in, there'll be basically a little tavern area, if you want to call that, with a few tables, and you can smell what you think is a little cook area behind a curtain behind it. And then there'll be a small stair running along one wall that kind of goes up to what you think are some rooms.
I'm
And-
gonna kind of look up to where I think the rooms are, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast message for Jana and be like, "Hey, you in here?"
Perfect.
I mean, I got. I just will. I
You're
mean,
awake now, so
I'm awake. I'm hanging
Yep.
out with my
Snake.
scary snake. I'm not gonna tell him it's there because that's way more fun. So yeah, I'll just respond. And just tell Vix which room I'm in. I don't know if they have like room numbers. I'll just be like, yeah, 202. Over here.
That's right.
Like, whatever.
Okay. 202.
202.
So, room number 2.
Yeah.
Kind
whatever
of
it
nod
is.
to the person that was like wiping down the tables as I'm gonna kind of gesture to Moss and Iris to follow me as I head up the stairs.
Yeah, it's a little boy, a young, let me see, odds boy, evens girl, even so it's a young female, dirty, probably hadn't had a bath in ever, looking at you and watches y'all wild-eyed, going up, and then you kind of see her, she gets her pail and all that, and she heads off behind the curtain, as y'all do that, and you go up to room 202.
Is a kid?
Yeah, young girl. Yeah, teenager.
If we pass by her, Izra will like toss her like some rations or something as we pass by.
Well, she was cleaning and y'all went up the stairwell, so she waited till y'all, she just kind of watched y'all go up, and then she, disappeared. You could throw them on the bar, easily, just enough if that's what you wanted to do.
Only if she's there to see that I'm throwing them for
Yeah,
her.
she doesn't move until y'all get up the stairwell.
Done. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So then she sees that and looks around, and it's, you didn't even see her hand move. It moved so quickly to grab the food, it was gone. And she disappears behind the curtain. And so you're at
Once
room
we get up to the
202.
door, I'm gonna kind of look at Izra and Moss and kind of gesture to one of them to go first.
Is it locked?
I don't trust Jana. She's pulled too much shit on me.
I grab the doorknob. Is it locked?
It's locked.
If
Oh,
you call
yeah,
it a
it's
lock. If you call
Yeah,
it a lock.
that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I knock on the door. Housekeeping.
that's right.
Would I recognize that?
Throwback.
Are you doing a voice? Or do I recognize that it's you? Are you trying to like? I'm not opening for housekeeping. Jana probably
Well, we're
responds
pretty
with
sure
"fuck
it's her
off."
in the room.
Do-
No, regular voice. So you would recognize my voice, I would
well,
assume.
well, Jana, you know that you've heard housekeeping before because
Yeah.
Isra did it one time, so you know that that's y'all's calling card when you're
Is
knocking
it?
on doors. Okay.
Jana is sitting on her bed with her boots kicked up, sipping her tea, and can I can I cast Mage Hand to open the door instead of opening it myself?
Yes,
All right,
you
so
can.
I'm gonna. My snake's gonna be there. So I'm gonna whip open the door, and you are presented with a.
You got a snake there. I need a perception roll from you there, Moss.
Sure.
At disadvantage. You weren't expecting this.
I'm ready.
Can Moss be surprised? No.
No.
So
That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So she's about to take a step, and Moss, you just look down. There's this snake coiled up there.
Oh.
It-
I grab my cube out and I
Maybe it's
drop him
sleeping.
on top of it.
Oh
You just open
no!
up the open up the
Lori.
chest up on the familiar. Are you really? Awesome.
I mean,
Awesome.
I don't know if it's poisonous. I just know it's a snake and it's
It-
alive
Yeah.
and he'll eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, true. Right.
So yeah, so see, this is my running gag on the channel has always been is I try to find a way to kill familiars because
Oh,
they
that's
can come back,
so
and she just did it
Snake's
for
not-
me. She
It's
just
snake-
did it for me because she
You
opens
think
up
the cube?
and QB. So what you
Does
see,
QB fall out though?
QB
Like,
falls
does he
out.
fall
Oh yeah, QB falls out, and you see him land right on the snake and all that. And so the snake disappears, but for a moment, Moss, you see basically QB expands.
Oh no!
You hadn't seen this before. And QB shaking and he expands, covering this snake, which at the moment would be definitely bigger than QB. And
Yeah.
you see him expand out that you have not seen before, and then tries to suck back in when the snake disappears and sitting there. And then just kind of QB doesn't have a face, but you see QB look moving around though, trying to understand where the snake just went because
Aw, he's
it disappeared.
Oh, he's
Jana's
just
gonna-
confused.
Jana's gonna like glance at Moss and be like, "Can you get your pet off my floor, please?" Like, sip her tea.
I pick him up and put him back in the box.
You- Was
Sorry,
that a
babe.
was that a growl you heard? You're not certain. You just probably you know.
I pull
and-
a little
and it-
piece of something for him to eat, and I give it
Okay.
to him.
All right, yeah. And if he had eyes, you think you could actually make me a perception check, Moss. Again, you can make it straight out in the open here. This time with advantage. Make me roll me. Okay, never
Oh,
good
with
enough.
advantage?
If he's good enough, it's good enough. Yeah, you
Wait,
got a good
no.
roll.
No.
If QB had eyes and all that, you would think he'd be giving the death glare to Jana.
He didn't like
No one gives the
you.
death glare better than Jana, though.
But you
That's
only
good,
you
though.
understand it though, Moss.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Got
look
it.
at Jana and be like, all right, Miss Priss, you ready to go? Where's Rin?
I am going to respond. Can I roll for persuade? I'd like to make a persuasion roll in what I say next. Because, okay, so they're going to ask where Ren is, and I'm going to respond. I'll like hop off the bed, kind of like dust myself off, like ready to go. And I'm going to say, Ren's out making us some extra cash. She's fine. And like, just be like, do.
Technically not a lie.
It's not.
I will.
Okay, well, Vix is
She's
the one
out
that asked
making
it.
us.
Vix is
Yeah.
the one that asked it. So Vix,
She's out.
She's,
Mhm.
you think she's telling the truth?
Because I mean,
Or-
I
or
am.
Yeah,
She's
that
out.
she's not fibbing. Well, she's not lying to you. I don't know what you're gonna call it, what Jana's doing to you. Mandy, while this is happening, would you if you were fighting something and needed to
Yes.
make a skills check, what would you want to roll? Athletics?
A skill check. I think athletics is probably the best.
Would you make me a skills check with advantage in the tower, please?
Absolutely.
Okay, just I'm tracking something.
Do I want to
so-
use inspiration on
No,
that?
no,
or-
you're making. You won't know. You won't know. So this will not put inspiration on that. This is just something that I'm
Okay.
going to track for in a little bit. You're
I'm
doing
in
stuff.
danger.
Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah, hold
in
on.
danger.
You'll get your time in a second because we had a lot of time with Mandy last time, so she knew this was
Oh
going to
yeah,
happen.
no.
Yeah,
But Mandy's busy also. They just don't know what's
I
going
am
on.
patiently waiting
Yeah,
and
yeah.
taking lots of notes.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind
oh.
of take what Janice said at face value.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys get the note that I put in chat that I had the wrong name for the cultist leader?
Oh, I forgot to
Oh,
write it
yeah.
down.
Thank you. Just to make sure y'all update your note on that. I gave you the wrong name. So,
Why do
Oh
I have
yeah.
that homework?
Gotta write
yeah.
that down.
So, okay.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
Vix, she tells you what she tells you.
Yeah, Ren's out making us some extra cash. She's fine. She's safe.
How's she making us some extra cash?
Yeah, that sounds more like a Vix kind of job. I mean,
I
that doesn't seem like a red
Spawn.
kind of job. You know,
I
I'm just
will
gonna shut up now.
respond by. That's a great question. I am going to ignore Izra and ask how. I'm going to ignore Izra and I'm going to say, how did everything go with your, adventure? Like she's just like, everything's good.
Fine. Yep,
Tunnel's
nothing,
cleared out.
nothing to report.
Cool. Fine. Is there any any new information on what we're supposed to be doing next?
Nope, same thing that I'm like, Vix is clearly trying to like not say things in so many words, just in case there's ears listening in around.
Mm.
So she's just gonna say, nope, everything, we're just gonna continue what we're doing. I'm gonna turn to Izra and Moss. Did you guys have anything you had wanted to do? Because if not, I'm gonna head out.
Izra is just like looking around the room while we're having this conversation. Duff, would I perceive that only one person stayed here?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's only big enough for one person anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying you said it's
Yeah.
only one bed.
It's barely even a bed. You wouldn't even call it a futon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood on wood is the mattress, and so doesn't even know if Jana would have slept in that flea-ridden what hay is
Yeah.
left there. So
She probably slept on top of her snake.
it's a puddle in the corner, but the room is
Mhm.
barely big enough for one person.
Hmm.
I mean, should we go check on Ren, or is she like okay?
Jana's gonna be like, yeah, she's fine. She's already started her day.
And where is she?
What does her
starting
day entail?
Yeah.
Why are you guys asking so many questions? She's fine. What, you don't think Ren can take care of herself?
Why are you dodging so many answers?
When do I
Yeah.
not dodge answers? Come on.
I'm so
hungry.
glad
Let's
she's
get
giving
something to
y'all
eat.
some of this now instead of me. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Jana, for us to work efficiently as a team, we kind of have to know what's going on with everybody.
Yeah, I told you she's fine. She's probably just picking fights in bars or something this morning. You know her.
Well,
She
you
likes
said
to
she was
arm
making
wrestle.
money.
She likes to arm wrestle.
Well, we kind of need to get working on making some connections here and figuring out where the slavers are. So
I have an idea. Okay. Vix just said that you were gonna part ways if we're. Is that what you just said? You said like if we're done here, you're gonna run off. Okay.
As y'all are
Um,
talking,
yeah.
there's a voice from downstairs that yells, "Rooms are only for sleeping in. You're done."
Oh, my snake disappeared. I want to actually yell back and be like, fine, we're going, and then just like bypass the girls, walk down the hall and be like, come on, you coming? Just like, all right, whatever, let's move on.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah, I'm
mangy
gonna
old
make my way
mangy dude.
downstairs.
Yeah, mangy
Mhm.
dude is, down there, behind the bar. It's Yaz bar. Janet knows who he looks like.
Mm-hmm,
He yeah. Unless you're gonna pay
So-
again, leave the room.
I kind of nudge Isra, and I'm like, is she acting strange, or is it just me?
Very strange.
Shannon's always strange.
Much stranger than usual.
Yeah.
I'm so
Much
happy
stranger
that
than
y'all
normal.
It's cool.
y'all
Next
can
week-
deal with this problem child, not me tonight.
Well, she's even more of a problem child now, Duff. I got off-screen stuff. I got off-screen roles now. Okay, so you said that is Yasbar like the front desk man? Is there like
No,
a
he's
front
behind
desk
the bar.
man, or-
He's the owner. He owns
oh, he's
his
behind
place.
the bar.
Yeah, he owns
Okay.
Narwhal. He's got
I'm
fish
gonna,
soup.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down at the bar. Because I mean, if you're not sleeping, you might as well start drinking. So I'm gonna sit down
What
at
time
the
is it?
bar. Yeah, right.
It's
It's
early.
early.
It's 7 in the morning.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
early
it's
enough
bare-
for a hot toddy.
Yeah, maybe it's been an hour, not even that, since y'all. Yeah,
Mhm.
because it would take you some
No
time.
truer words were ever spoken. Just saying.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it would take you some time to get from the safe house to the docks and what was going on. So I'd say about an hour or so's passed.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down and buy a drink or have him make me a hot toddy. Or I mean, if it's not a nice place, whatever he's got,
He's
To-
got
to
some
drink,
swill.
yeah.
Yeah,
sure. I'll throw him a
Yeah.
copper or a
copper
silver.
piece. Yeah, and in a mug that has got something caked on the side of it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And he pours it a little bit. It burns, but it makes you
So,
hot inside.
That works. Lots of things are, what is she thinking about Caspar? Is that why she's feeling hot inside? Is that-
I can't answer that.
Right, of course. So, yeah, I guess I don't want to assume the group follows Janet, but she's gonna sit down and she's gonna grab a. quick
What do you
drink,
three
so,
do?
yeah.
She left you
Yeah.
up there at the stairwell.
No, I think Vix
I-
followed me. Yeah.
We'll go down.
Before
I sure wants to. Vix, what are your plans for today?
I am going to just meander around the city a bit. See if I can take a look around. I think it's probably best that we're not all grouped up together. It might seem suspicious.
I don't disagree that a large group is suspicious, and we are whispering Duff.
You're
yeah, you
whispering,
did say that before.
and y'all,
Yeah.
y'all. So, but maybe perception checks.
But I'm not sure that us going off
Hold
one
on a
at a
second.
time.
So we got to
is-
get Quan off of here, and we get Brother Macaro off of the combat tracker, and I have got this loveliness. Where is
Oh
he?
no!
Raiders customize. Yasbar. He's a somebody. And let me make a. Okay, so yeah, who made perception checks? Is this what did y'all just make those for me there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Moss actually, yeah, y'all both kind of know, yeah, you think you need to move maybe to a table because Yaz, as though he's trying to look like he's busy and all that, he's definitely trying to eavesdrop on your conversation.
Uh-huh.
Janet doesn't notice this, but
She doesn't care.
Isra and Moss do.
Oh wait, I didn't roll perception.
You can then.
Oh,
Would you have
alright.
cared?
That's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not really.
I didn't-
I'm not
I didn't
part
think
of
you would've
their
cared.
whisperings.
Mm,
Well, that's
no.
what I'm not really part of their whisperings, so I don't need to roll.
That's fine. Well, yeah. So he's trying to listen in. He's trying to position himself where he can hear what's going on.
Let's
So
a lot
you
of
could-
ears here. Let's figure out.
There's not much. There's nobody really else here yet. So it barely opened up. He doesn't look. He slept much. He's kind of, wild-eyed. His eyes are bloodshot. But he tell it's not from drinking. But he's at least trying to clean a little bit, and you can hear, there's food, whatever it is. The fish stew is cooking, reheating back up in the kitchen area, and there's a couple of tables closer to,
What?
farther away.
Moss has a high perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna kind of nod to Moss and be like, "All right, let's go. We'll leave Isra and Jana to it then."
You're gonna be stuck
go
with
for a
me
walk.
questioning you all day.
If it's any consolation, Isra, this is actually exactly what I wanted, and I'm kind of excited it happened organically. I'm kind of pumped for this. It's fine. I'm pretty
wait,
pumped.
so let me get this
Getting my
straight.
tank back.
Am I hearing that Vix and Moss are getting ready to leave
We are
Mhm.
splitting the party again.
again?
Further.
We got 3 splits
Three-way
now.
split.
Mm.
Sorry.
We're gonna die here.
Oh, do I see them start to walk out? I wanted to.
Do you care?
Oh, I do care. I wanted to ask them if they saw what happened during the sirens last night, but if I missed it, then I missed it because I want them. Yeah.
You can yell
Do I
at them
see
as
the two
they're
of them?
they're they're starting
alright.
to head out.
I kind of If you guys start to head out, Jana's gonna kind of and wave you over. I don't know if you. You know.
I'll go over.
You gonna blurt that out across the bar with the
Just
Mosey,
like.
Mr. Bartender?
Well, I don't know his nose. I don't.
She's not paying attention to him.
Yeah, she didn't care.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Isra will try and make Jana a little less conspicuous.
Good luck with that.
Conspicuous. She has so many character
When
traits. Anyway.
when Jana calls out to us, I'm gonna message her and be like, "What is it?"
I'm going to message back. Did you all see? Wait. Did you see what happened? Or how about did you hear the sirens, the alert sirens last night? Because I have. Oh yeah, that's
I'm
it.
gonna
I'll just
nod
say
at
that.
her.
All right. I will, because I kind of want to tell them what happened just so they don't get stuck in it. Let me play this right. Let me think here. So you kind of nod. So Jana will just slam her drink back, slam it on the table, throw another silver, copper, and walk over to the 3 of them are still kind of grouped together. I was sitting at a table,
I'd imagine
right?
we're
Or
probably
whatever.
like near the stairwell, kind of almost near the
Yeah.
exit.
So I'll walk over to them and just say, did you see what happened during the sirens last night?
We saw
Saw the
bodies this
aftermath.
morning.
Yeah. Saw the aftermath of it, I guess. Do you know
Okay.
what it was?
I would like to. I now would actually like to roll for perception to make sure that it's a okay spot to disclose information. If I could do that.
Oh, you've
Okay.
got some distance from y'all that if you're
Okay.
keeping your voice down, he's behind the bar. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I basically want to just verbatim tell them everything that I saw, like things getting impaled, the bonfire, just so they know that is what happened. Because I think I want them to understand the evils of the city. Because I know Jana, we kind of talked, she was going to make her way back to them, and she had kind of sensed that wasn't a good idea. And I want them to know that I want them to understand the intensity of the evils of this city, I guess. So she's going to explain everything she witnessed to them last night in an effort to do that.
Okay,
So there
fair
you go.
enough.
Once Jana explains that, I'm gonna nod to her, and then I'm gonna look to her and Isra and be like, "Don't stay out after dark." And then, I'll let them know that we will meet them. We'll meet them back. I don't want to say safe house or anything like that. We'll meet them back at where we're
Where
staying.
are we meeting back up at?
I would probably say like the safe house, but I'll just say back where we're staying. Because I don't want to
Yeah.
say that word out loud.
Right. That's fine. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Um,
And Jana's just gonna emphasize before nightfall.
Jana,
Yes.
I need I don't want to do perception. Give me an investigation check. Something else. A little bit different. And I'm just trying to. I hate using perception all the time.
That's okay. Do you want
So,
insight
yeah.
or
No?
okay.
No. Insight was something else. It's just that you're remembering how to get back to the safe house. And so, I'm gonna know that you paid attention, somewhat an understanding of your ways a little bit, and you kind
She
of
also
have
has
a.
Isra with her.
Yeah, I'll have eyes
Okay, y'all have. So you've only got the one little map, so y'all would have to figure out.
Isra is a cartographer, so she's really familiar with maps and would be probably okay letting the other group hang on to it.
Yeah, and I was going to ask Duff.
You make a
and you'll
copy
have
of
to-
it, Isra?
Mm,
Because you're gonna have to. You gotta have a copy of it to remember how to get back.
Well, so Duff.
If you want to spend like how long would it take? Like 10, 20
Just a
minutes
few
to-
minutes. Not. It's
Yeah.
rudimentary. It's rudimentary. Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine,
So yeah. Sorry, Jen. I mean to cut you off. You
No,
kind of remember
that's
the way you
okay.
kind of slink
Well,
back through, but
I had thought for some reason, and again, I know that you had mentioned that the urchin background's muddled with the city because it's not quite a city, but I thought that I had some perk that once I had gone from point A to point B in a city, that because of my urchin background, I would have that inherently memorized.
well, your skills will tell you,
It should
but I
be
don't.
city secrets. Oh, okay. Combat.
You just kind of know.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, okay.
The
okay.
locations. But once you got into the ruin areas and all that, that was
Well, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You would have had to
that's
make
good.
some rolls if you were doing it on your own. If you didn't get
Right.
lost.
Nope.
Getting ready to
Okay.
happen.
No, that's
okay.
that's
So
good.
yeah,
Okay.
eyes were real quick
Perfect.
and all that. Yeah, is making a. She goes and she.
Do you want me to roll for it?
Sure, you have a cartographer's skill roll. See,
Oh.
there you go.
Natural 20. It is
Yeah, so-
perfect.
Yep, there you go. It's almost
Mine's-
identical. It's
mine-
identical. Yours is
Mine
better.
is better.
She's got
Yeah,
shadows
that's
and she's
funny.
got the wall. She's got
You,
little
you
things
can
on.
get, you can
Signed
get Vixen
Yeah.
Moss, like the old crappy one, if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll take the
Okay.
old one.
Yep. Mandy, give me another roll.
Ooh.
Okie dokie. You want advantage again?
Yep. You're yeah.
Athletics?
So uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. So you've been training. We'll give Mandy a little
Oh.
airtime here because we're gonna take a quick break here in a second, just to take our quick
Okay.
10-minute break. We're a
Yep.
little over on it, but you have been in another little side pit, an underground pit area, and they have been basically, though you could clearly hold your own, they are giving you, you've got a couple of trainers there, a couple of orcs,
Okay.
that pushing you around a little bit, but they do it motivational wise. They can clearly see that you've got talent, and you have been waylaying on some of the recruits and all that, and you have been working, been gaining some respect, okay, from these this orc group here and this underground fight club, basically what it is and all that. You have had, your fights. Let me see. There was 18. You did have a 1, and you had the other roll, I think was 2, was a 5 and a 7. Okay. So basically the rolls were given, I was trying to see, you have had a couple of close calls, and basically they're just where you found that a couple of fighting styles kicked your ass, but it was just training. It wasn't truly a fight, but they are getting you rep for another match that's coming up, and you're hearing that This one, they did some measurements on you, to get you some, basically they're going to, they're working on what you're going to be wearing because they want to kind of showing you off a little bit here, you think.
Okay.
And it sounds like something important or something, there's going to be some important people. This isn't just going to be like the tryout match. This is going to be an actual formal bout that you're going to be a part of. And
they want me to do something formal. Okay.
Well,
No.
they're just formal, but you're getting an outfit. Okay. So when we don't think that it'll have sequins on it. Okay. I'm not worried about that. Okay.
Like
So
Nacho Libre outfit or
So great.
she has,
like
No American Gladiators.
Luba
Yeah.
Libre.
it's
So
not,
good.
it ain't
no.
my
Lucha Libre.
unicorn. Okay. So,
Oh my God.
Okay.
They're footy
Now,
pajamas.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have footy pajamas.
Footy pajamas on. Yeah. So so what you did is, so they're playing, and this one's going to involve, and so was going to work it up. I was trying to put something cool that everybody would have an idea. If you remember in Conan, in one of the scenes as he's learning and all that, he crosses his hands and he has these basically Wolverine type gauntlets on. They're basically, it's a handheld device. It's got like 3, bars coming out of it. It's basically like a Wolverine,
Okay.
and that's going to be your weapon. You're going to have, and you're going to be facing, I haven't told you what is, but is that what it is, Celtic? Thank you. I knew there was a name for it. I couldn't remember it. Okay. So basically,
What is it?
yeah.
What does it
It's called a
say?
cestus. Okay.
Cestus.
Yeah, it's in chat. I believe that's what it's called. And it is, it's badass. Okay.
Huh.
We wanted to
Hey,
see.
battle gloves.
I make sure
Battle
that's
gloves
what.
with claws.
So it's kind of like that, but he had one. I need to find the picture. These look really cool. So it was like a round holding kind of. It went.
Katars. You're thinking of Katars.
Is that what it is? So
Yeah, I think. Isn't that like what Voldo has in
kinda
Soul
like
Calibur?
that.
You know what I'm
It's-
talking about?
So, but I'll get a
Yeah.
picture of it. If you look at Conan as he's going through and he's talking about it, all the training, and they do the montage as he's doing as he's learning and working his ranks up and all that. He does this thing and he crosses his arms, as he's flexing, to show off the muscles, and
Okay.
he's got these devices on his hands, and
Okay.
that he had this. You need to look at it. I'll get an image of it, a clip from the deal. And he's got these 3. Maybe it might have been 1, but I thought there were 3, at least 1 or 2 coming out of it, and they were mean looking. And it could be a single blade. Maybe that you could be right, Dad. I'm going to make them 3 though, because these are just like, and they're
Hell
learning.
yeah.
You're learning how to swing them and chop with them and all that, and use them.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's going to be bloody apparently. So that's what you're training. So that's what's
Okay.
happening, and you're being taken care of. You got a little room. You
Yeah?
get food, and you do get to bathe. Slaver's
come back.
Discord channel. Oh, Slaver's Discord channel. We got something put there. Let me see.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
That could be the picture of it. Is it? That's
My
it.
immediate
Okay, that's it.
reaction is,
Yeah,
oh, no.
that's it. There they are.
Oh,
See,
that's
look at
Oh,
those
yeah.
badass.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
thank you,
are
Jeff.
3 claws.
There are 3 claws
Yes.
there. Yes. Okay.
I
Oh.
like it.
So it's like that, but like fitted to my hands.
Yeah. You just hold on to them. Yeah, they're just your size, and
Okay.
you use them, and okay, and
Cool.
that's right. We don't talk about it, Black Skull. That's right. We don't talk about Fight Club. We're not talking about. Okay.
We're not talking about Barbarian Fight Club.
Yeah.
It
So.
doesn't exist.
And you have seen, not only is Balagar, there and checking up on it. Legion, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Rechecks. We do want to also notice we did break 2,700 ourselves for follows, and we've been happy about that.
Woohoo!
So
Yay!
thanks everybody
Yeah.
as we kick along. But we do want to say that M over at Square Metal, she's kicking ass and taking names. You have grown your channel
Wow.
leaps and bounds, and very impressive what you have done. So congratulations to all that success,
Thank
young
you.
lady. Okay. But yeah, so you've been taken care of. You
Do
kicked
they
some
give me
ass.
booze? Do they
Yeah.
give me booze though?
You got some booze. Yes, you do get some
Alcohol.
booze because you
Okay.
bitched about it
Oh.
enough, and so they brought you.
Yeah.
It's rock. It's rock good.
I probably started killing guards until they gave me what I asked for.
Well, they didn't pay attention to the beginning, and you did kill somebody, but because then that did
Yeah.
get a visit from Caspar. Okay, so
Oh shit! Yeah.
so hold
okay.
that. So, okay, hold on. We're gonna hold that spot right there. Okay, that's where I wanted to
Okay.
tease it. Because Caspar
Oh,
is
okay.
so his hair's always waving like it's in the wind. Okay, and his shirt's always buffed up,
Interesting.
showing
Like a
his chest
steamy
and all that.
romance novel.
Yeah, exactly. Steamy romance novel look.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
that's
can
what they
use that
wanted.
image I put in chat.
That's what they wanted.
It's a
Okay,
star,
so I
okay.
gave him. So Caspar's underground. He's running basically the human contingent here and tracking things. And Jana has met him and gone words with him and rounds with him, if you want to call it that. And and
rough
basically told Jana that he was keeping Ren to compensate for what she just destroyed from Oscar the Ogre. And saw, he was making a bet. And he's basically banking on that Ren's going to be able to make him some bank, and gave Jana a task that her job was to go kill this goblin. She needs to find out information about him and all that.
I got a plan. It's
So
fine.
we're going to take a break real quick, folks. We usually take it at 10:30. We're a little off here. Quick little 10-minute break. Where's VMix? I've lost all my screens. Holy moly. I got too many damn screens up. Okay. There it is.
Story of my life. Yep.
Yep. So, so we're gonna hold there first. We're gonna take a 10-minute break, roughly, and be back here. So grab a drink, use the bathroom, all this fun stuff. Stick around, folks. We got a few more little surprises for them, and so we're gonna kind of leave those nice little cliffhangers since we won't be playing next week because we've got Moss's game or 37 Zombies, Corey's game next week. So make sure if you're watching and want to get in on the game next week, it's open to everybody. Hop into our Discord channel, the Critical Failures Room, and just let us know you want a spot, and we'll get it reserved and get you some more information. So that being said, folks, stick around. We'll be right back.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks. And you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Setting up shop. We got a cleric paladin who is also setting up shop. We're gonna call our consortium Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. We don't sell hats.
Is we don't sell hats part of the name?
No, I just thought I'd clarify.
I like it better if it was part of the name. Yeah, me too.
Oh,
That would be very funny.
I'm the head of it, so like we could add that to the name.
Yeah, we will then. We're gonna have shirts made. I gotta get their portraits all put together, and we're gonna have merchandise.
Oh my god!
This is gonna be awesome.
Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. Parentheses. We don't sell hats.
I would buy one of those shirts.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
They don't really apply to level 0 characters.
They don't? Okay. All right. So then I won't grab them. I thought that crit might be that extra one. Okay. So here's the regular damage. Oh, say good night, Francis. Oh, that's Chip. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Chip.
Suck it, Chip.
Whoops. I thought
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain. But I only wanted This mountain is reserved for patrons. But it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Through, and you're kind of at a point where you can't really wedge your way in there anymore. You're like,
Here, boy. Here, boy. Come. Here, boy. You can do it. Come on.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white coffee material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
I'm terribly sorry. Bjorn, you explode, and in your place is a sweet roll.
Nice.
Ah, hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the Goodies Machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at our snack bar, just waiting for you.
Private messenger. And do you know how to do that in Facebook? I mean, in Facebook, whatever. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
At least Facebook is still around hundreds of years into the future.
Hey, why mess with a good thing?
Go ahead
right?
and clip that one, guys. You can send that one to me later, too. Thanks a lot.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Father, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Ethan, there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Brass knuckles he's wearing, and the creature just.
How did the creature go?
One more time?
What? One more time?
No, that was it.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly bobbed, you gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Get with it, man. Start strolling down to the sweets that set you rolling, the best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. Cork that stuff. Give me 5. Let me send you into this nutty jive. Go, man, go. It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill. Give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man. Frosty.
People, we might be able to take care of that. I
I'm
understand.
gonna sing the doom song now.
Oh, God.
Doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, da doom, doom, da doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, doom, Doomy, doomy. Doom, doom, doom. The end.
Music to the ears of the hungry. The sizzle of a mouth-watering hamburger. Fresh, lean beef, done to a golden brown. Couched in a soft bun and garnished to taste. Man, that's hunger heaven. And you'll feel like you're heaven sent when you get one at our refreshment stand.
Happen, let me see. Is there a deception check for a horse? Or does a horse have a... Ooh, it's going for the...
Deception for a horse?
Yeah, horse has
I
got
love it.
deception. So the horse goes up and you see it. It's looking a brief second. It looks at the plant like maybe, you know, it's something even tastier. But then it sticks out its tongue and it, you know, pulls back, you know, and then it backs up. It's got the sugar cube in its mouth and its eyes go boing, as these eyes just go, and it starts woo, and it starts bucking, and you know, and it just and he was looking at something in his hand, and he is standing up, and he grunts out, "Who the F are you? What are you doing here?"
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping.
Oh my god.
Your attention, please. All new Hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
She had red whelps and skin was looking all grotesque and all that, and she let out a little bit of a mumbled roar, leveled the gun at everybody in the room there, and that was where we cut last week. So that was where we'll pick up the action now, unless there are any questions or anything else that the group would like to add.
I have a question.
Please ask away.
What is a mumble roar?
Mumble roar. Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Settle back now, content, comfortable, well-fed, and ready for some fine entertainment. Is everybody happy? Then let's go. It's showtime.
Yeah, we went a full 12 minutes there.
Wow.
Yeah, we did. That was
Morse code.
all right, folks. We're
I like
back.
it.
Y'all can eat. I don't mind. Munch a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So we're back, folks. Thank y'all for sticking around. We saw Remedies came in with a raid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good show tonight on the channel. Thank you as always for dropping by and checking out our programming. As we keep talking about. We stream 6 nights a week here on the channel, Monday through Saturdays. We have a open game next week here on the channel. Instead of our Rise Up, it is so you're more than welcome. I don't know if you are able to join us or not. But Lori and Maslany here will be running Critical Failures next Saturday night. We've got giveaways from Total Party Kill Games, from the Druid's Den, and who knows what else we'll come up with. But it is a very rules light, heavy RP, lots of drinking, just basically fun time playing on Fantasy Island, Zombie Fantasy Island. So it's open at 9 to midnight. So if you want to get a spot, just hop into our Discord and go to the Critical Failures room and let us know. And then Mandy, for our subscribers, will be running our subscriber game on July the 24th. Is that what I heard you say, or 7th?
25th.
25th. Okay. Yeah, you think I would pay attention? Duh. And so that'll happen, and then we'll post that up to YouTube. We're going to be having subscriber games once a month, roughly, with different DMs rotating through all that. So there you go. So, but,
and I wanted to show Lori's dice because I have a whole bunch of them. Wait,
I have a bunch too.
But like, so I have a bunch. She does different colors every. What color is this year? I don't even know. But there, they've got the little logo on them.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a giveaway, Lori, there you go, everyone. That's what they look like. They're very fun.
She gave some dice last year. If she wants to give more, she can. But we got Total Party. Brian's company, Total Party Kill Game, is a sponsor of the channel now, and he is sending me a bunch of dice. We're going to be giving away not only for that night, but for my birthday extravaganza weekend. So that'll be in August, a full week of programming and giveaways for my birthday. Because, that's just how we roll here. Awesome. So instead of me getting the presents, I give them to you. So yeah, we're going to give lots of stuff away.
Actual birthday?
The 17th. So August 16th to the 21st, that whole week, every show will be giving stuff away, and we'll run it through there. Then, Tuesday night. But I've got a couple more things that I saw that I was getting ready to buy. I think one of them is a pretty cool looking dice tower. It's like a mausoleum deal. I think I'm going to buy that, and that'll be the big giveaway on our show here. So
I want that. I want whatever that is. I want a mausoleum dice tower. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. So, but a few other things. Plenty of dice and little mats to go with them. We always do dice. It's easy. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, you can never have a new,
never have too many dice.
I did get a little Praetor, but I don't think that was for my birthday, was it, Jeff? I think y'all just did that as a thank you, wasn't it? Because I don't believe it was, but little Praetor somewhere. He's back over there.
Stuff.
Foot and mouth, was it? Was it for my birthday? I don't remember. I'm sorry, I didn't remember when it was done. I was just floored that I got it. Was it?
It was your birthday last year, right?
I don't remember when it was. I was just floored that y'all got it for me. It was so cool.
Yeah.
So my own little Funko doll and me. It was super cool. Okay, back to what we're doing here. So, belated birthday. Yeah. Francis. Yeah. So Francis was not feeling well. And so she tried to stick around as long as she could. And we told her to go hit the sack, because her and Jana, since we have the party split, and I'm trying to give every character their own airtime. We will handle some of that in 2 weeks from now, what they get into. But what we're going to focus now here for the last end of the show is we have Moss and Vix basically got the map, and they're headed out of the Narwhal Inn to do something. And so the question is, come outside, and it's, there's activity, you can kind of see there's basically going east along the docks. You see stuff, businesses, people moving in and out, cargo being pulled off a couple of ships there. And it's slaves, to be honest with you. Okay. Being pulled into the dock and it's basically in some of that area is mainly just lots of warehouses, ramshackle warehouses as best they can, but they have been, refortified. The air's still kind of clearing. There's still smoke that you kind of see. It's kind of everywhere. You watch the carts, you know, did their thing. There's, you know, well, I don't know what you want to do. You kind of sitting out and you're looking and taking in the sights and sounds of this ass pit of a city.
Is there like a specific direction that traffic is kind of going in?
So back and forth, you're on the docks area and that road that kind of, you know, that's where those docks are coming out of. And they kind of, most of it is farther east from you. Where you're at, you've got goblins kind of skirting around. You've got you see a couple of goblin patrols. They give you the eye, but y'all are standing in the end. So it's kind of, you know, they looking you up and down. There's a few orc patrols, moving around, you know, you saw definitely moving up and down the Sus Road, which is more of the major, you think the Sus Road was kind of a major thoroughfare, you know, way through the city at least. And this map that you've got is just kind of a rough drawn map that Macaro had given y'all. So that's what you're going off of, but don't know half of it's what it is. You don't know anything in the markings and all that. It is just kind of a rough sketch. Most of the stuff north of the Sus Road is either burnout or you have no idea what's there because it's farther off and you can't see to it. Okay.
So can we basically just observe what's going on around us, what they're saying? Like, are we catching wind of anything? Like,
make me some checks. Perception checks. Yeah, might as well. It's the most overused stat in D&D. 5e.
I'm gonna re-roll that because that was garbage. Try this
Even
again.
worse, garbage.
Oh, well, there you go.
This is why I brought Moss, because perception's out of this world.
Well, this is Moss's skill. So Moss, other than talk of, you know, you hear goblins grumbling of being picked on by the orcs and, you know, always scavenging for food. There's talk. You're beginning to hear that they're glad that they didn't get killed last night. You're hearing kind of the talk about what took place last night. And this seems to, the horns going off basically.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Thanks, Jeff. So luckily the horns went off to say people, it's an alert system that you pretty much guessed, that, to warn people that something's going on, warn the town folks and all that. You can hear some of the goblins, you know, lost other friends. There's, you know, several missing. They got to find their bodies. They're trying to blame, you know, not their god, but they're trying to blame like the orc god or the human gods, you know, superstition, basically what brought this on. This hasn't happened before. Where do they all come from? They've, you know,
if it hasn't happened before, why is there a notification system?
Well, that notification is that for any type of trouble. Horns basically alerting.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's just an alert system.
Siren.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. The goblins are complaining that they didn't. It looks like the goblin camp in this area kind of got hit pretty hard. They didn't light any bonfires. The bonfires seem to have been lit and warded off the swarms to some degree. So that's now you've heard and understanding maybe what the fires were for, and the smoke was to make it bad to fly around at night.
Got it.
Okay, so they lit the fires to keep the animals, to keep the scourges away, but then the smoke also. Yeah.
So can we start kind of making our way east along? What are we on, the Sus Road? Is that
No,
what we're
you're on the dock area. You're on the that dock area that also basically is like the dock line, you know, of what's left of it, and where most of some of the inns are at and things like that. So, and that's where most of your traffic is at.
Okay. I'd like to kind of make our way, I guess, east.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the map right now. I'm assuming we're up.
The
where that
Narwhal Inn
large
is where the
square is.
circle, the first circle, farthest west is where the Narwhal is at. And I need to make some markers. I will put some letters and stuff on here to be easier to understand. I'll do that this next week. So.
Okay. Yeah. I want to start making our way sort of east. Kind of leaving it to Moss to kind of try to pick up on any conversation that's going on. And I kind of want to make note of any sort of areas that people are avoiding. Any areas that might look like heavily patrolled. And just kind of like marking them quickly on the map.
Well, so you're seeing from where you're at, there's basically business activity. There's shops open, basically selling. You start making your way east along the dock areas. Most of the docks, like I said, are dilapidated or ruined or sunken ships there. And it looks like some of it was intentionally done too, to a couple of those ships. They were just hacked open to make the dock unusable, and no one's done anything about it in a large area. But every now and then you'll hit another dock. There's be a ship there that is usable. So it's random. And you got warehouses that seem to be, trafficking goods. You'll see some stuff being pulled into one or out of another one that's got crates marked on them, and there are different markings on each crate. Clearly stuff that's been stolen. Okay. But most of it's just basic trade goods, trade foods, things like that. But a couple of them, as you're moving closer, you notice that there's one ship that's got a yellow sail on it, and you see human cargo being shuffled off of it. And it's pure misery, unfortunately. And you can see people stopping. And when I mean people, I mean humanoids, other than some of the orcs, basically, kind of stopping and, moving off of the main thoroughfare, or just waiting, because the orc bands come up and stop traffic from walking as they run the slaves out of the ships up into a warehouse, another building,
Do
and
the
go ahead.
slaves, would they pass by like the crowd that we're in or anything? Like
No,
pass by closely?
the orc. So you've got multiple large contingents of orcs. We'll say 20 to 30s that are basically keeping people away as they're pulled off the ship and taken into a building.
Can I like make note of that specific building that they're
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
being taken into and kind of mark it down?
Yeah, you see just a kind of a group of warehousing. We'll say, I'm sorry I do my dice, but we're going to say it's, the next section here.
Okay, so we know that they're bringing slaves in, and the slaves are going to work where?
They're pulled into a building. And from there, you're not able to get close to those. That you can't get close to those buildings. You basically have to go around.
Can I see like a specific
Group of buildings together, and they go in one door.
Could I make out like a specific person's like face? Like, can I like just pick a person in the crowd?
I'm not sure I'm following you. What you're wanting to do?
I want to familiarize myself with one specific person, and I'm going to message them and ask them their name. Essentially, what I want to do is I want to be able to locate them at a future point.
So hold on. Are you asking a slave or just someone in the crowd? Oh, a slave. Okay.
Slave.
Okay. Yeah. Oh boy, I can do that. That I should have had that prep, but I didn't think of that. 1 second. I have a name for you. Modules. Come here, Scourge. All right. And there. We're going to page. Damn it. Or Highport. Highport. 24. All right. I'm going to give you a name of a woman, and come on. Alexandria. Okay.
So, I'm going to pick her out in the crowd of slaves, and I guess the lineup, and I'm going to message her, and I'm going to be like, "Don't make a sound. We want to help you. Just tell me your name and don't make any reaction. You can whisper it back to me."
You feel whatever is fear, and basically she's almost shut down, unfortunately. And wild-eyed looking, you see it, almost rocked her off her feet when you did that, I'm
gonna message her again and just say, "I just need your name."
She gives, even in, mental thought, it's basically just butchered as Alexandria.
Okay. All right.
And she wished she gets whisked in with the rest of them into, there's a group of warehouses there. You can see definitely well guarded, plenty of orcs around, half orcs, hobgoblins, all of them wearing yellow sashes around their belt, on their arm.
Okay. So at some point, I'm going to have to go through my disguise kit and see if I have any yellow fabric.
You do not see any humans with them, Moss, as in the guards.
I'm a half elf.
So they're all of the goblinoid orcish contingent.
Okay.
Look where you're at. That's that buildings are in the basically letting you know you're in orc territory. It is not near the human areas.
Hauling them around? Are they saying anything? Are they talking about it?
They're grunting, watching, we don't get paid to chat, guard, they're basically just, pushing people away. Most people understand what's going on here. Y'all, you're having to see that people stop, they wait. When I'm saying people, remember, I'm not talking just humans. There's very few around here. This is basically other humanoid types. But there are a few humans. And they do this. This is quick. It is clean. It is, with precision. They know what they're doing. They get them off, they run them in, and the buildings shut up, and the guards basically move around the building and the warehouse area, and the ship, if you're watching it that long, basically doesn't take long, and it pulls out and begins to leave.
About how many slaves did we
I'd say about a dozen. Wasn't a big ship. They moving fast, lean and mean.
Can we see kind of which direction the ship went off into?
It just goes back off into the bay area.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we see that, after I'm gonna mark down kind of where the warehouse was that they were taken into. I'd like to continue to kind of navigate around the city just to familiarize myself with it and take note of anything that might be of interest. Probably would like to go down to the Sus Road.
Okay. So from where you're at, you have a road that goes
the main roads.
So Sus Road. So what about you, Moss? Are you going to follow, or are you going to do your own little search around?
Yeah. No, I'll go with her.
Okay. So y'all basically head that road. There's a road a little bit there that goes north to the Sus Road. And kind of where you're seeing from there is open fields. The white area is kind of more, it's rundown ruins, and some warehousing along close to the on at least the northern side, but most of that is ruins and it's like open field areas also. Stuff just
Now,
having
are they like ruins of like
buildings,
houses, or,
homes,
like,
and
any kind of like
a mix
temples that we might see?
Well, I'm gonna,
Oh, yeah,
gonna let you know.
temples,
So
that's
yeah,
smart.
so
Okay.
we'll get there. You're moving that road, and you'll see what looks like what you're seeing here. Sus Road is what the turrets and wall. There was some type of another wall that ran through this area. Most of it's missing, except for a couple of little, what would have been the bastion areas, walk area, connector parts. I'm missing the damn names here. I'm like an idiot. And you can see that there are either goblins or orcs or hobgoblins, kind of in the towers looking, watching. You can see there are definitely in a couple in this area. There's a couple of bonfires that are out now, but they were, lit up. There's smoke still coming out of a few of them. You've got a few, some of these areas here, goblins either just ignoring, there's still dead bodies on the ground. Okay. And now you're seeing a few humans, a few sailors. There is off to your west there, next to that one tower, was a tent field area. Looks like it was decimated last night. Most of the tents are destroyed, bodies sticking out, people and the different creatures, humanoid creatures moving things out, throwing just the bodies and the trash into the fires and wanting to light them back up again. Getting rid of the crap. And headed west down the Sus Road, you can kind of see another wall makeshift area, another tin area. This one seemed to take a little bit better care of itself, because where it's at, a couple more bonfires in the wall areas, so they kind of fended them off. So, and we're talking about the intersection. You can kind of see that. It's a little farther away, but you can kind of see what's going on there. And there's all sorts of people walking around cleaning up, a few businesses there, shops, what I'm talking about, basic shops, supplies, rudimentary type things. You can't see, you got open fields, but you don't see much, demarcation line. You can really tell because of the buildings past these lines. It's neighborhoods that were ruined, buildings, structures destroyed, all shapes and sizes. This stuff has not been like completely leveled to the ground. It's just freestanding structures that at any moment's notice could collapse. I'm even going to say, as you're walking along, stuff moves, or some goblin steps somewhere and he collapses a wall and it crushes them right in front of you, as they're moving through rubble. So, all makes and models of buildings in all states of disrepair. You do see, though, yes. Which way are you going to head? I'm putting you right here, right now at this intersection. And you can tell that you've got a couple of contingents of guards patrolling, and they're kind of watching people and the different groups, but they really, you can kind of see this, even though it's daytime, they're kind of watching the sky a little bit more than they normally would. But that you're seeing more contingents off to the west. You're seeing where it really looks like it's a human district more than goblinoid.
I probably want to move west.
Okay. Y'all can move west.
Sure.
Yep. And you're going to see that definitely the human area here, as you move to the circle area, these buildings are definitely in a better state of repair than what you see the goblins or the orcs doing with their buildings. They could really give a shit. What the hell's business to them? But in this essence, you are seeing more buildings, and you are seeing, them trying to at least make a way of life here. And there are some guard towers, wooden guard towers kind of built up here and there that kind of look down over the encampments and the tent area. You get stopped here, though, when you move up. by some human guards. Basically, you know, state your business. What do you need here? Not today, you're not.
Would I be able to use my Far Traveler feature to gain access to this area?
What is that? Far Traveler of Oak Sword Coast. You live
Yeah. So all eyes on you, your accent, mannerisms, figure of speech, and perhaps even your appearance all mark you as foreign. Curious glances are directed your way wherever you go, which can be a nuisance, but can also be in the friendly interest of scholars and other intrigued by far-off lands.
So I
parlay
give you this
attention into access.
I give you the same thing that I do with Jana. Is more in most regular towns you're working at all that, but here you're going to have to give me a little bit more what you're trying to finagle your way. You're seeing that they're cleaning up buildings. They are actually, you know, trying to sweep up the ground, and you don't see many dead bodies being pulled out of here, but there are a few fires going in the tents. You know, you could see what looks like the tents there. A few sailors are dragging themselves out of the tent, you know, where they bought the tent to sleep at night, you know, to pass out, you know, you know, they probably didn't even know what they
wounded?
You do see a few, you don't see any walking around. You can see, looks like there's a couple of the people that are coming out of the tents were so passed out that they didn't even know what happened last night. And they're looking around, and you can kind of see a little shock, or what the F you hear, what the hell happened, you know, in a slurred speech.
Can I ask the god if they have any wounded here?
We always have wounded. Yeah, we had a few. They took them over to, well, you know, a temple. They took them. I'll give a name here in a second because I know that's where you're going for. But yes, they will. I don't know the damn all the gods and all that. I'm gonna get killed here now from the Greyhawkers. You don't remember? But they give you one of the temples that they point is, you know, back closer that way.
Which way?
Northeast. My square right under number 2.
Right there. I see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like hold my hands up and do like a little wiggle with my fingers and like spark some magic and be like, I'm a healer. If that helps, maybe I could go and give them a little.
Please do then. Okay, fine. Keep to the road here. Don't venture in right now as we continue cleaning out. Make sure none of those vermin are just hiding out, you know, like bats underneath eaves and all that.
And we'll make our way up that road.
Okay. Yep. Okay. You can make your way. I'm going to sit here. Where's my damn browser? Damn it. I was going to say, pull up Greyhawk gods. I can't remember them all. Someone help me if there's a Greyhawker watching. It is. There we go. Lesser deity, the goddess of Berna, Berna. There you go. See, of God of it's good God of forgiveness. There you go. Temple of Berna. Pull that one out of my backside. Okay. Okay, there you go. She's the goddess of good and forgiveness.
What's the state of the temple? Is it like, does it look to be in like
it's
full
been
service and all that?
Yeah, it's barely in service. Yep.
Okay.
But it is definitely a little fun. You can see wounded are here. There are some few dead that didn't make it. Some, you know, some people crying, you know, families that lost their loved one, you know, or something like that. You know, that type of stuff that you would see. Unfortunately, we won't delve into it, but there are definitely several wounded. Most of them, a couple of puncture wounds and things like that, but most of them, you know, hurt, you know, fighting. Oh, someone just sent me one. Oh boy, I just got a ping in Discord. Oh boy.
I just sent you the full list for all the deities.
That's what I'm looking. I'm looking at something like that. It's a Wikipedia of it. Thanks. Yeah. I just reached quickly, grabbed one. What was I saying? You know, you get a couple healers, but a lot of them fighting and stuff like that, hurt themselves, fell, twisted ankles, cut themselves, trying to swing at things in the sky, a few took some direct shots, but
Is there anyone that looks to be in charge?
well, I'm sure you'd have a priest there or a nun. You're gonna get me details. I know you. I should have known better. She's gonna want the names, all that.
I don't
She's
want the
gonna
names. I
want
want a physical description.
yeah, physical, yeah, names,
Yeah.
date of birth, first kin.
Paint us a picture with your word stuff.
I had other ideas for what they were going to do, and as always, we took a left turn into the unknown. All right. So, yes. Okay, so then what do we do, Mandy? We go to the fantasy name generator, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We
Without
go to the
fail.
without fail. There we go. And we go human
A DM's
name.
best friend.
That is right. It is. And
I love that
need-
website.
So I need female names. Get female names. Yes. Sister Serial. Suriel. Sister Serial is in charge.
Cereal. She's got Cocoa Puffs.
Cereal. Suriel. Not cereal. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and kind of introduce myself to her and ask her if she needs any help with the healing.
She looks at you dumbfounded, like, I need help. And because she's probably got a good 20 or 30 people here, even some of the other humanoids are in here. And she says, please, there's some goblins over here, we don't care who or what they are. They all need healing.
Yeah, I'll go over to like a group of like 6 people and just cast a little mass healing word.
Okay. You get it. Yeah. You definitely see reliefs in their face, What about you, Moss? What are you doing?
So she's taking care of that. She went inside, right?
No, it's so I'd say the temple. There's some covered structure, but most of it is open aired. Okay, because these temples were nicely built at the time, but a lot of them were destroyed. Okay, and so she's got basically an open area, but there's things all about, but you can wander around.
I'm gonna search around that vicinity and look and see if I see anything that sticks out as odd, or
it's an encampment of hurt people. You can walk around them and look and listen.
Sure. I think the other thing I'd want to do too at some point is, are there any buildings in town that aren't kind of ransacked?
Only along the dock and the warehousing area. The rest of them are ramshackle. There are some, but from what you've seen, a few here and there. A few other different, buildings, basically where the humanoid groups are encamped at, whether they be tents or a building that's been refortified, or some of these towers that they're using to live out of, barracks to run, to control their area. So, but there are some, but the rest, a lot of it, unfortunately, has been destroyed and kept that way.
Okay, because here's my sort of thought process, is that if anybody is of any importance, they would be in a better, less dilapidated area. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'll just go around the edges of the encampment sort of area and listen and see if anyone says anything that sticks out, or...
Well, most of them are crying, what happened, this was a surprise. You hear, we've dealt with these vermin before, but not like this. Where did they all come from? This was a bit of a surprise, but they weathered it all. But as you're moving around, you'll get this one, help me, find my friend. It's a goblin. He's yelling and he's holding up his hand. He's reaching out to you. Find my brother, please. And he's pointing, and he kind of points back He points kind of west a little bit farther. And he said, yeah, he go, find my brother, please. Go get my brother. He's got, please.
What is he, I mean, like, what does he look like?
He's
What's
a
his
goblin.
name?
He's so.
His name,
He's a goblin.
Oh, his name? Oh, his name is Etz. My brother is Etz.
Like Etsy without the Y?
E-T-S. Etz. Find my brother.
Okay.
Please, find my brother.
Well, I mean, did he go with the slavers? Like, where?
He's just pointing. He points to some ruins. He's just pointing over there. Go get my brother, please. Save my brother.
Why don't you go save your brother?
He's hurt. He's on the ground. He's in bandages.
Okay. Is Vix nearby or no?
No, Vix is busy.
Okay.
This is your clue that you're supposed to go find the goblin.
No shit, Duff. I was just trying to cover my bases. Okay, I'm gonna go find the goblin.
You don't have to if you don't want to. So you don't have to. Oh, it's not called railroading for a reason.
I'm gonna go look for the I'm gonna go look for the goblin.
You should go look for the goblin. Thank you.
I mean, maybe I will. I think maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see that they're pulling, out of the Orcish campment area over there. There's some ruins and all that, and there's definitely been a little bit, you can see there's been traffic coming in and out of there to your west. You kind of look at Vic. She looks like she's tied up. She's, she cast that and they reaching out to her, and, need some healing.
Like a religion.
Yeah, exactly. You can just see, and
Some Bible worship.
Sister Suriel comes over, gives you some bandages and all that, and just says, help where you can. Thank you. She's, she kind of gives you Vix the rundown of what happened. You kind of knew already. She blames it on the evil cultist temple. They brought this on us. I know they did. I'm not supposed to say that, but I just know it.
Can you give me more of a description of the temple, where it's at, where it's located?
So she points she points back this way. Sorry, I'm doing all these lines. She points back southwest from where you're at. She's pointing basically into another dark region area here, and she points back that she points back into there, back in that neighborhood. Is evil cultists worshiping. I know it was them. Always chanting late at night.
You guys,
I just feel it.
You don't get along, or?
Well, she says, so, I would never go over there. It's,
Who frequents over there?
It's mainly orcs. Those who, or she says those who are just evil. I can just feel it.
So is it
feel
like
it deep in the earth.
Is it like a standing temple like this one? Or?
Yeah, she says there's one kind of over. Yeah, there's one over there. She gives you the name. Oh, that's going to be. Oh, I actually got to bring up that one. Oh, thanks. So she basically, because you could just feel it in the earth. She basically starts to describe an earth cultist uniform.
Cool. After getting that piece of information, I'll go around and kind of like boop some other people.
Yep.
Just kind
Yep.
of boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
And
Yep.
you get some healing, and you get some healing. And then I'm going to look around and be like, where the fuck did Moss go?
Moss walks off. You go figure. Okay.
Moss saw something shiny, and she went, "Ooh, shiny."
Yeah. So what happens is we'll start with so Moss, you make your way over there. You're moving through. You can see yes, lots of some dilapidated buildings. More kind of in the not warehouses, but that you dock oriented and things like that. Your storage bin, facility shops, a lot of ruin. And then, yeah, so you're sitting there and you come around one of the corners and there are a couple of goblins that are sitting there and they're digging out some rubble and all that. And they keep going, Eds, where Eds? And they, you know, you see that they don't know they don't know you're there, but they're, Eds, talk to us. Where are you, Eds?
Is he making any noise at all?
Don't hear anything yet. But you don't see any body either. You don't see, you don't see feet sticking out of the bricks or whatever, or wood and all that,
I'm gonna can I roll to see if I could detect movement or
you'd have to get closer.
Like, yeah, I'll go up to like the pile of stuff.
Oh, so you look at, they stop and they look at you, help us, dig.
Right.
And they're digging and it looks like there's something under there, like a wall has fallen, some stuff is caved in and all that. And there is a goblin body. You can actually see one off to the side that definitely is, pancaked, and looks like it's got a couple holes in it also. And they fall down in hole. We dig them out.
Okay.
Help us.
What do I have that would help me?
Your hands. Dig.
Just dig?
That's all they're doing. They're using, makeshift wood, prying, there's just like 3 or 4 of them, and they're pulling out stuff.
So we
and
can't, how big is this?
It's a house.
Rubble.
The house was a house. It's a pile. They're just pulling stuff, rocks out. And yeah, they're just, prying stuff up. They're just trying to get to their friend. They don't care.
Okay, so I'm going to work smarter, not harder here. And I'm going to do I don't know, put my hands on it and kind of hold an ear to it to see if I can.
Yeah, you hear, you basically hear,
hard as I can.
You hear yelling, you hear basically a mumble, help me, goblins, crying.
Can I discern where they should be?
Straight down. You're just digging.
Just straight down.
Yeah, you're just to help pull the rubble up, Moss.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the biggest stick type thing, 2x4 type thing, and just shove it in the pile and try and fulcrum it.
Yeah, you leverage up. They didn't think about that.
Leverage out.
Yeah, they didn't think about that.
Yeah.
They're goblins, and they see you do that, and they're like, mouths drop
so
open.
Smart and beautiful.
Yeah, they are floored, and they start trying to do that too, but they stick their wood in, and they're actually counteracting what you're doing first.
Yeah.
And
stop.
Stop.
You stop.
We gotta get him out. You stop.
Do you know what would be really helpful? Go get some buckets to help me move this stuff. I'm just trying to get them to go away, basically.
Well,
so I could then.
They kind of look, and buckets. They're all kind of standing back. It's a big word for them. They know what a bucket is, but they're watching you, and you basically. You can maneuver the brick, so a wall, and it just kind of slides enough that then this goblin hand, it's pretty bloodied and all that, comes sticking out, reaching out and all that. And so they get with you and they basically start pushing, while you're leveraging and all that, they make a hole, big enough hole that, the goblins, they start trying to pull him out, but then his gear gets stuck. And so he has to take has to do all that, and they're ripping it off, trying to get it all. And they finally, taking off a good bit of skin, they pull Ets out of the rubble, and they're all, looking at you, and they basically, they're all, kind of starry-eyed for a moment at you, and thank you. You are a friend now, and they, say, we take you to our camp. Come. And they grab you and they whisk you off back toward the docks.
To the goblin camp?
They're taking you to a goblin camp. They're gonna take we take you camp. Thank you.
I mean, I could probably get some information. Can I see Vix from where I'm at all, or no?
Not anymore.
Did we have, for reference, did we have like a caw call for each other? For those of us that don't have.
No, you did not.
Yeah. Yeah, can I yell at Marco?
How long
when
has
wrote
she been
Roll?
gone?
Well,
just splitting the party.
Yeah, I'm just splitting the party up. I got plans. So you've been doing your deal, and she's been gone easily at 30, 45 minutes. Yeah, working.
I feel like
You feel like, hold that thought. Yep. So you, Vix, as Moss, has befriended some goblins. You are working the wounded and all that, and
trying to build up a fan base.
yeah, well, you move over to more, so you come through and you move through a good bit of the human contingent and just some goblins and some bears, orcs, not so much. A few of the goblins, basically because they're smaller in size and all that. But you come across, closer to the dead bodies, you come across one, it's kind of covered up, but you can see you see basically a hand flops out from underneath the tarp. And you can see the hands moving. It's, it's alive, but it's completely black skin.
Can I leave
But
the top?
Burnt?
so, yeah, but yeah, the hand kind of moving, it is reaching around, and yeah, you can pull the tarp back, or the deal back, and you are kind of shocked. It is a female drow that is there under the tarp, and she is badly wounded. I mean, multiple, puncture wounds and all that. You can see she's lost a lot of blood and all that, and she what catches you, was going to do this in some ruins, but since we're at the temple here, curled underneath her neck is a kitten, a black kitten with kind of pinkish, purplish striped deal, and it's just it looks up at you, and it kind of hisses a little bit, and when it hisses, oh god, come here, where's the image? You see these little tentacles
Oh no.
come out of the kitten.
Oh my god, can
It's
we
a
adopt
kitten.
it?
It's a
Is this
kitten.
gonna be my pet? Can I have
Hey.
a pet now?
Yeah, shush. And the drow is looking at you, and she's got hatred in her eyes as she's staring at you. But you see the life is just fleeting. She's done, and she says, "Take care of the bitch." And she opens her hand up, and this little purplish stone falls out of her hand.
Oh my god.
And when she does that, you see her just the last breath go, leaves her body. The cat disappears, hisses out, looking at her, and then just disappears. And what you have is this little stone in your hand. And well, she drops it on the ground. I'm sorry.
Right
She drops it on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
You think?
I'm gonna pick it up now.
So, and in the party sheet, you have a purplish pink rune stone. Unidentified though. And that is where we'll hold for the night.
That's so exciting.
I have reasons for splitting y'all up sometimes.
I have reasons.
Reasons.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Wait, so who doesn't have a pet at this point?
It's just Izra.
Izra. So she'll be next.
She has Jana. I thought Jana was the pet.
Exactly.
Oh, that not?
I
Okay.
mean, theoretically.
That's true. Okay, folks. I wasn't paying attention to anything going on in Twitch chat there. Sorry. I was trying to see
That
what
was
the hell was
amazing.
getting ready to happen here. I've been warned. I was warning that this was going to happen in a game sometime. But you have to figure out what the stone is. What happened there? The cat disappeared when she dropped the stone. Okay. Folks, that is it for the night. Leave them hanging. We have got a fully split party all over the place. I suspect that Izra will get her time next game. And then we have basically you have clues, you have things you need to discover, which is basically what this was set up for. Okay. In my roundabout way, the Praetor Railroad is what we call it. Woo woo. And it will then let you know, what the hell's going on, and where to plan. But you have been given a location of another temple, Vix knows. And Moss is being headed off to some goblins. Jana and Izra got some talking to do, but Jana has something that she's supposed to accomplish. Ren's beating the shit out of things underground.
Always.
Yeah. And Izra, we'll get some storyline from her in 2 Saturdays. Like I said, next Saturday, we'll be doing the critical failures here with Maslany Lori, running that and having some fun. I'm trying to talk Mama Prater into it. I want her to try to join, but she will be totally. She would, but gaming is just not her thing. But I want at least, she doesn't like being out of her box sometimes, and so we'll figure it out.
She could play like a herself essentially. She could play some kind of wicked priestess thing.
Yeah,
She
dealing
could
with her
play
stupid
like
ass
a witch
husband.
doctor type thing on the island. That'd be
She
great.
could.
Told the
So,
witch doctor.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
folks,
I'll give her a part. I'll change the story.
let me try to talk her into it. So, because I asked her when she was downstairs, and she just gets this glazed look all over her face when I'm talking about gaming. So, it's just her
But
thing.
if she's like the baddie in the game, she might like it.
That's
Yeah, as long as she can, she'll find my character. Yes, she would greatly enjoy it.
So she could just do mean things to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. All right, we're gonna hold there. We're off tomorrow night, folks, and we resume back next week. I say that. Yeah, tomorrow's the 4th, so we should have our regular Mondays lineup, our weekly lineup. Monday we have our Slave Lord games with DM Esquire, other all-female cast. Starts at 7 o'clock.
He's not having his on Monday because of the holiday.
It is holiday. Okay, so I was wondering. I couldn't remember. Okay, so I don't know if Sammy's going to run his game at 8 o'clock Monday on YouTube. That's the Dragon of Icespire Peak. I will be back Tuesday night with the Tuesday group to get them slowly but surely edging and finishing up Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Then we have Wednesday is DM Mech 45 with Tales of the Sanguine Isles. Thursday's DM King Bashman with Yawning Portal. And Friday night, Ren or Mandy here runs Tomb of Annihilation with the group. And then, like I said, Critical Failures next Saturday in place of this regular programming. So that's it, folks. We appreciate it. As always, the cheers, we had the raids coming in tonight. We do appreciate that. Please hop on our Discord to come check out what we're doing here on the channel and get involved any way you want to. And with that being said, I think that's what we'll call it. Have a happy and safe 4th, everybody. Take care of your pets. And we will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Dragging your butt through the day, selling body and soul to a bunch of bland normals? Acting stupid so they'll think you're one of them? Tired of getting all of the guilt, but none of the sex? There is a simple answer, dear friend. A glowing beacon of slack amidst the turmoil and darkness. It's J.R. Bob Dobbs, the living slack master, and his church of the subgenius. Bob brings a new destiny for the abnormal. For Bob comes to justify our sins, to unmask the conspiracy, and to get us back the slack they stole away. It's us versus them. Are you gonna fry in hell on earth alongside the Pink Boys? Or will you pull the wool over your own eyes and accept Bob into your mind? Repent, quit your job, slack off,